6 o'clock. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. USA was eliminated from World Cup contention last night in a 4-1 loss to Belgium in Seattle. The U.S. drew even in the 31st minute off a Malik Tillman free kick, but Belgium immediately responded in the 33rd minute to regain the lead and held on to it as Belgium advances to the quarterfinals stage. Belgium will now face Spain, who beat Portugal yesterday 1-0 with a goal 1 minute into stoppage time in the second half. After the loss, Cristiano Ronaldo officially announced that this World Cup would be his last. Coming up today on Fox, the round of 16 concludes as Lionel Messi and Argentina take on Egypt at 11 a.m. in Atlanta, and Switzerland, they take on Colombia at 3 p.m. in Vancouver. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, very good Tuesday morning to you on a nice and humid morning in Music City, USA. Welcome in to Ramon and Will. 615-737-1045, our number. The United States gets blown out of the World Cup by Belgium. A national writer redrafts the 2024 NFL draft and shows some major doubts in a young Tennessee Titans player. Austin Price joins us at 8:20, and at long last, all three of us are back. Ramon Foster is in the building. New dad, Justin Hawkins, is in the control room. My name is Will Bowling. Ramon and Will back in the same room for a work week that's going to have 4 shows in it for the first time since the week that I got married a month ago. Good morning, Ramon Foster. How are we?
What's up, Will? Good morning, listeners.
Welcome back.
Thank you, man. I'm glad to be back. Hawk, father, Good morning.
Good morning.
Absolutely.
If it is morning. So.
I had to check myself. I was like, do I still know how to do this? But yes, we're here. The alarm clock went off properly. I made the drive in. We got coffee. The coffee machine at home still works, Will. I think I'm super darker than I was whenever I left, which is a good thing. That's what vacation is for.
Fantastic.
Need to look like it, man. But I'm glad to be back on the flight now. And I had somebody, I was like, man, listen to you guys every morning. What's up, my brother? Appreciate you listening. You won't hear me for a while, but glad you listen on the daily.
You will not listen to me for right now, but that's okay.
Absolutely, man. But I'm glad to be back. Vacation was good. Even before we had vacation, we had baseball that I went down to Georgia for. Came back, got ready for a flight, flew down to, we went to Clearwater, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
The Tampa area is where it was. I was not around Terrion Arnold in the Tampa area at all. Who,
probably
by
smart.
the way. Yeah, it's probably a smart
Yeah, that's
thing.
a good idea.
Probably a smart thing, man. That news broke when we were down. I was just like, what in the world, man? And
I thought about you during that and how offended you would be by some of the dumb decisions that were allegedly made within all this.
So offended, Will. The fact that you FaceTime somebody in the kidnapping situation, didn't think because you were not in the room that you would play a part in it. By far one of the silliest things Terrion Arnold could have ever done with his career ever. And if his agent's really real about him having 3 teams calling him to come play this fall, they just want to use up his services and get him the heck out. Or maybe he just want to get that ankle monitor off of him as well. I don't know. Crazy. I was talking to Hawk, though, as I was debriefing with him a little bit about vacation. I beached more than I've ever beached before in my life this vacation. And I'm not complaining. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
I thought you were more of a beach person.
Give me like 2 days of it, and I'm good. We did like 5 days of beach every day. And shout out to my neighbor too, man, because he was getting up every morning. Because I said, since I'm a morning show guy, I'm gonna take this time to sleep in as much as I possibly can. I slept in at 9 o'clock one day, 9 a.m.
That's a game changer.
I felt like I had quit work. That's all I'm saying, because my body had...
I got to that point of the honeymoon, too.
Did you?
Yeah, 100%.
So...
Where you just get back in the routine and you're not really conditioned for the early morning wake-up call that we get every day.
No, and that was by far one of the best days I had right there. But shout out to him. He went to the beach every day and got our plot together because getting a prime spot on the beach is always clutch.
It's important.
It is important. But we were right in front of the water for the most part. But I was telling Hog, when did sand really become a luxury? Like, I know the beach life is a thing, but like being in sand is problematic while you're there and while you're coming back as well.
Well, you have to have Christopher Columbus when he got here.
That's true.
Back in 1492 when he sailed the ocean blue.
Can we go get him?
No.
We cannot. Can we make him answer?
It may not be possible.
No, it will not be possible. But I had a real good time. Our son, man, I got in the water. I actually went down a little water slide at the spot that we were living at, that we were staying in too. I actually had fun and got away.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's well deserved.
Now we're right back at it. We had football yesterday evening. We got football every day moving forward.
Football meaning you are a coach.
Yes, I'm a coach now.
Freshman football.
Freshman football. And we did it yesterday. Now, the introduction to them was really cool, too. The boys were happy to be back. We already got kids begging to put football pads on the first day of shells. I'm like, stop.
You'll make them regret that.
I will make them regret that.
You take that personally.
If you know me, Will, they will not be begging to put pads on later.
Exactly right.
We will condition themselves. But glad to be back into the fold, man.
Well, you always say after July 4th, the summer is over in the NFL.
That's it.
I had to apologize to parents all around Middle Tennessee when I said that yesterday because I'm sure there are still parents like, no.
You're right.
But there are also probably some that are like, please.
but here's the other part, though, too.
Maybe I should say teachers yesterday who are saying, no, they're not ready yet. But parents probably are ready for kids to go back to school.
But here's the thing. Right now, the dead period is lifted. So parents.
Oh, yeah. They're back out of the house for athletes, at least.
Yes, it is. They are July 6th. They are back at it. So I know in our house, everybody's got to schedule up again.
This was back when you would also realize how little summer reading you had done over the summer.
It's funny.
Like, I got how many books to read?
You should ask RJ yesterday.
So fire up Spark Notes. Here we go.
Miles is going from 8th to 9th grade, so he doesn't have summer reading. She asked RJ, so how's your summer reading going? And then he had to, I was like, yep, it's about time to lock it in,
no
kid.
question.
It is
Sounds
about
like
time.
Me in high school.
We didn't have summer reading like that, though.
Yeah.
Did you? You had summer reading?
Yeah, no, for
we
sure.
didn't.
For sure. Especially once you start getting up into AP classes at the end of high school.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just played catch up.
You played catch up
I didn't
the
care.
entire time?
Yeah.
No, I did.
I graduated with a
played
4.0
mustard
and I
usually.
just really didn't care.
You used to cut the mustard a little bit as well.
No, he said I played ketchup, so I said I just played mustard.
Gotcha. We
went-
can't.
It wasn't my best, but it was far from my
It went
worst.
right
Since it's
over
my
our
first day back, I'll allow it. Will.
Okay.
I just don't even
Thank
know
you.
what time it is anymore.
What's your baby?
So like when he says a joke, I'm like, what?
How is it? How is every 3 hours, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so she's trying not to wake me up because she knows I gotta get up. But like today is
She being your wife.
yeah, she being my wife, Jordan. She
Well, you didn't have a girl, so people may think like, oh, well, the
true.
baby's not trying to wake me up. Like, no, the baby's just vibing. All right,
Learn how to be a dad.
T-Hawk's
man.
calling the shots.
Yeah,
struggling.
Yeah, you are.
I'm in the trenches. That's for sure.
He is the captain now.
So
He
at
is.
2:30 he woke up, and then I was like, well, I gotta wake up in about an hour, so this sucks. Well, all right, we're in it. So changed his diaper, got back in there, started putting him back to sleep, and yep, had to change his diaper again.
You've learned how to change them now.
Oh yeah.
You do. Good.
Yeah.
Good for
Oh yeah, I
you.
was telling Ramon. So yesterday he went to his first checkup.
Okay, yeah, how'd it go?
It was really good. He's a very healthy boy.
Fantastic.
So when you leave the hospital, you lose like a little bit of weight.
The baby
does. They lose
The
about.
baby
They don't
does.
want to lose any
no
more
idea.
than 10%.
It's kind of scary when you see the dip of like where they were born at versus the drop. The drop can be a few ounces to a pound.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
They want
Yeah.
to manage it no more than 10%. Otherwise, they have to start doing some like supplementation with formula or something like that. So he lost 6%, which meant he lost. I don't know. He ended up leaving his birth weight was 6 pounds and 7 ounces. Let's say
6, 7.
Well, now golly, we're going back to
So
that.
bad.
Now. So, anyways, he has
We're not.
gained since leaving the hospital. He's gained 12 ounces. So this dude is eating,
That's what
Okay.
I'm talking about,
He
man.
is great. Hungry.
Love that.
No formula just yet. I don't want to get too personal, but mom is taking care of the feeding.
Yep. Yeah, she's doing really well with that too.
Good. That's a struggle too.
Actually, she's kind of overproducing, which is good for her when she goes back to work.
Nice.
Eventually.
Well, again, congratulations, man. I told you when you had him, your life ain't your life anymore, and he's already talking about how tired he is.
It's now.
This is why I was telling him in the sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep as much as you possibly can, man.
When do you sleep? I would like you to tell me.
Again, it's like I said yesterday, you got to take what the defense gives you.
You gotta, yeah.
This defense,
You just find moments whenever you can. I'm not even a dad, but
power through.
that is one of my life mottos. Like, if I can sneak in a 45-minute nap, I'm going to do it. Just going to do
You
it.
sleep when the baby sleep. Like, there is no other way around it, Hawk.
Yeah, but sometimes during the day, you're just not tired enough to just take a nap.
Oh.
What did
You can always be tired enough if you believe that you are. You can always be tired enough to take a nap if you want to.
What?
Again, these are lessons that I live by.
When I get home, I'm going to tell my wife, I believe that I'm ready for an hour nap. So I'm going to take
The way I have to think of it, and I think I saw this on social media at one point, is TikTok or something, and I don't know, I'll just believe it. So the placebo probably works a little bit. But like, even if you just lay there awake with your eyes closed, your body is still resting. Like, you are still recharging, even if you aren't 100% asleep.
Okay,
that's the way I have
I'll
to
start
view it.
now.
I agree
But,
with
no,
you.
not right now, but after from the hours of 10:01 a.m. to 5:59 a.m.
Yeah.
Have at it. Take what the defense gives you.
That sounds
Maybe
nice.
5:55.
That might be the
5-minute
best
build-up period.
advice that you've heard since you had Baby T-Hawk. Take what the defense gives you. Like, everybody in the chat somewhat laughing. It's like, you think you sleep when the baby sleep? Like, Hawk, legitimately, when the baby go down, that 15-minute napatizer, get you one.
Napatizer.
That's it,
That's
like-
essentially what it is right there.
That's
It
what
is a
life is
napatizer.
moving forward.
You bob and weave, but this defense, they play elite ball. But you got to find your way down.
It
the field.
is taking what the defense give you. Well, that might be what we have to do moving forward, considering U.S. men's national team could not take the defense on the road.
Last night
like you never
was tough. We'll talk about it. Coming up next, 615-737-1045. We already got a comment that says, everything I was told about U.S. soccer was a lie. I don't know about all that. But we will talk about what is true and what's not, about what did not work last night and where we go from here for U.S. men's national team soccer after this. What's up? It's Will Bowling. Is your home's air conditioning keeping up this summer? Well, unfortunately, you probably have got your answer over the last week or two. Weather has been hot here in Middle Tennessee. You got to make sure that air is still cool in your home. Lee Company has you covered. Lee Company's team of professional electricians and technicians can give your home's AC a tune-up, as well as seasonal cleaning and maintenance to help you stay ahead of the heat and humidity outside. Don't let your AC fail this summer. Head on over to leecompany.com to schedule your appointment today. Maybe your AC unit is still working the way that it's supposed to. The last thing you want is stepping inside the house the second you get home from work, realizing that it's not been working while you've been gone. Now you got a problem. Now it is just feeling like summer inside. Make sure that you are ahead of Mother Nature by heading online to book an appointment at leecompany.com. That's Lee Company, all you need. Ramon and Will on 104.5 The Zone, live for the 104.5 The Zone Circa Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circa Sports at Kentucky Downs. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, Justin Hawkins, 615-737-1045. Belgium 4, United States 1. The moment was, in fact, far too big for the U.S. men's national team last night. The third of 3 host countries to bow out of the 2026 FIFA World Cup in the round of 16. The United States has now been eliminated in the round of 16 in 6 of their 7 appearances at this stage of the World Cup, including each of their last 4. We hit our heads on the ceiling once again, Ramon Foster, and I hates that so many people got on the bandwagon, and this will be their lasting image. This will be the taste left in a lot of mouths. Some for a year, some for 2 years, some for 4 years, about where U.S. soccer is right now. A miserable, disastrous day at the office last night for the U.S., who was favored in every sports book to advance last night.
Really?
Yes, they were.
Well, that didn't look like a favorable game right there
No,
for
it did not.
U.S. at all. And you mentioned that part of like the bandwagon side. I do think it was electric, this entire run that they've been on. Being out of town, like I said, with I don't really pay attention to any other sport other than soccer that was going on. Like watching other countries do their thing and the way people like Americans were in bars watching it as well, I thought was super fascinating. The way everybody just was attracted to it. Like we really migrated to what soccer was. And I know it's the only thing that's really going on. Baseball's going on. Nobody's really paying attention to it the way the World Cup, the way FIFA is kind of presented itself, especially here in the United States as well. You mentioned the game last night, too, against U.S. versus Belgium. You mentioned the bandwagon side of it. And that, I will say this, I still love that. I love that we took our focus away from everything that we do here to focus on the world game. You saw it in the crowd on TV last night. As I said before, too, going to bars. Like, I watched the France and Paraguay game intently. It was fun.
Good.
I'm talking about I learned a lot. I now know what offsides is.
Fantastic.
I had no idea what I'm looking at like goals being scored. I'm like, why didn't that count? And I understood now that the scoring team can't be behind the defense on going it. So now I know what it is. It has helped me. I feel like moving forward, I'll be more into what soccer is. Like, will I have a team? No. Will I sit down and watch it?
Well, yeah,
Does a good
Nashville
matchup? I did. Well, that part, like the world team, like international, like Nashville SC, I'm all in. I watched Messi do his thing. Like, it was fun.
They play again today at 11 o'clock.
It was fun. Can I say that? It was fun.
And it still will be, right? It just will be without us, obviously. Yeah. And the best games are still yet to happen, other than maybe Mexico-England. That might still end up being the best game of the whole tournament because of how awesome it was. But I am glad to hear that.
Yeah.
That you're not just out on the sport.
No.
Immediately. I guess I saw so many tweets last night. I'm like, all right, well, that's enough soccer till 2030. See y'all then.
That's not okay. We can't play. America, we can't play the game like that, okay? Especially with the way these guys poured themselves out. Us getting this far, everything that happened after, the second round was a bonus. Everything that happened after the second round was a bonus.
So that's the difficult part right now for the U.S. This is our ceiling. This is just where we hit our heads every time we get to this point. 4 straight times we've gone out in the round of 16 in the competition. We have been eliminated at the round of 16 part of this in 6 of our 7 appearances. We're really good at getting out of the group.
Yeah.
This time it was our best group stage ever. Won two games for the first time in the group stage ever. Scored a lot of goals. Won the group. And still, we got back to the same level. It feels a little bit different because there was a round of 32 that didn't used to exist. So we did get to win a knockout stage game for the first time since 2-0 in 2002 against Mexico to get to the quarterfinal then. But this was an extra stage, so you still got to that same point.
Yeah.
Here's where I will begin about what went wrong last night. Big players have got to step up on the big stage. And the biggest player for the United States did not. This was the tournament for Christian Pulisic to have his moment. Never scored in this entire World Cup.
That's tough.
27 years old, home World Cup. It's not all his fault, but that's where I'm going to begin today. Because in a moment like this, in a stage like this, you've got to take the game by the scruff of the neck the second you see things starting to slip away a little bit and say, everybody get on my back. Mm-hmm. And that never happened last night. The United States came out looking like a team that was distracted by the Fuller and Balogun controversy over the 24 hours. I'll never know. We'll never know unless we were in that locker room. Maybe 20 years down the road when somebody writes a book, whether or not that really was the case. But this team just looked shell-shocked, and none of it looked like what they had been over the course of the entire tournament. What it looked like was the team that was playing friendlies and really building up to the tournament over the last year and a half. And you'll remember, vibes were not good coming into this tournament. And then all of a sudden, the Paraguay game happens. And then you do it again against Australia, and the crowd's starting to show up. And then you beat Bosnia, and you should have had 11 men. You probably could have destroyed Bosnia. And you're feeling like, okay, with the home field advantage, this team has the talent to beat Belgium and maybe go as far as they want to. And I still believe that. Maybe I'm coping. Maybe I'm too positive. I still believe this team had the talent to win last night. And I still think, even on a neutral field, they are at least in the same ballpark as Belgium. Last night, it looked like they were AA and Belgium was a major league team, though. They weren't just not in the same ballpark. They looked like they were different levels. Different levels. So many different things went wrong in this game. I thought Rudy Garcia and Belgium had a great plan to isolate the U.S. midfield as we jump up from 100 to 200 level. I thought that Weston McKennie and Anthony Robinson weren't able to get forward because the U.S. just got so isolated from their back line. Basically, Belgium said, we're going to clog up the middle.
They did.
We don't think that your players in the back line can skip our midfield and play accurate passes over us to get to your forwards and get to your wingers, and they were right. I thought Mauricio Pochettino made a good decision bringing in another central midfielder in the second half. But then you have Matt Freese and Chris Richards who miscommunicated a long ball over the top. It's 3-1, and now all of a sudden they can get really conservative and sit back, and you were never going to break them down at that point, 3-1. A lot of mistakes that were completely avoidable and self-inflicted, and that's what makes this hurt so much for the U.S. last night. This was not a matter of talent. This was a matter of the moment being too big and not showing up, and your big players having no interest in having big performances last night.
And this wasn't a matchup right here with Belgium that you said to yourself, the moment was too big. I think as far as the false enthusiasm, looking at the Bosnia game in which they routed them up, Will, I thought they just absolutely laid into them, made you feel like going into this Belgium game, like this match right here, will be competitive. They should go and win. And then you opening up this series, or you open up this game against Belgium, and right in front of the net, as far as the way I saw it in the world of American sports, I was like, where's the defense? No defense in front of the net.
No communication
whatsoever.
At all. Easy, elementary school stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe let's clear the ball out of the box seriously. After a set piece.
And that's the way I was looking at it. That's how I watched it. Where's the defense in on this? And not just that, but you see the tricks and games within the game. I thought Belgium played that side a little bit more. I felt like when we fell to the ground, it was just let's go ahead and see if we can get something. When Belgium fell to the ground, they were pulling you, or if they were trying to jump and head the ball.
And their press was really good.
They were, they
won every duel.
Yeah.
That's what we call it, either ground duels or aerial duels. They won every 50-50 ball.
On the one header, I'm looking at him he pushed off. I'm thinking to myself, one, there was a free guy in front of him, and nobody assisted. Nobody saw. I was thinking to myself, if I'm treating this like basketball, let me just go that route. Who's boxing out? Nobody's protecting the net.
The perfect comparison. And two, even on the second goal, you have Alex Freeman and Serginho Dest both guarding Leandro Trossard.
I know.
Somebody's got to get touch tight, meaning just right up on him. And then the other guy has got to protect the end line, protect the byline. That way he can't get to his left foot And Leandro Trossard can cross with either foot. He can shoot with either foot. He's a very good player. He's a Premier League champion for Arsenal. They know that he can cross with his right foot or his left foot. Yeah. There is no world where you should have two defenders on Trossard in that moment and let him get a cross into the box. Mm-hmm. We are legitimately talking about middle school stuff. Easy stuff that the U.S. was not doing last night. All three of the goals right at the beginning of this game were completely avoidable. And that is the really, really frustrating part of it for the U.S.
It's like they were asleep at the wheel.
Yeah. It looked like they were jet lagged. Like it legitimately looked like they were jet lagged. And I don't know if they thought they were just going to show up and they had the talent to just get them through it. I don't know if they thought the crowd would carry them through. Crowd I thought was kind of flat, to be quite honest with you. I thought it was pretty disappointing.
It was. Well, they started
the
off
noise in the stadium. You're right. And to be fair, the U.S. didn't get much to cheer for, but there wasn't much to kind of push them back up and push everyone forward. And I don't know, man. I did not expect that. And it makes all of us who believed that this team was at least as talented as Belgium look really dumb for believing, because my goodness, that is a no-show on a big stage to the extent I never thought was coming.
Yeah, they got punched in the mouth.
They did.
And then they were on their heels the entire game. They felt all the pressure. I don't know how much of the Balogun situation was weighing on them, but Belgium really came out with the attack mode, and they did not relinquish that. For me, also, I thought Balogun and some of the forwards were just being too cute with the ball. They tried too many trick plays. This is what I didn't quite understand was you'd have a midfielder pass it up to the forward, and they would just kind of let it through, knowing the anticipation of the other forward behind them was going to get there, but it ended up just being intercepted. They did that several times, and I didn't understand why you're just going to let it pass through. Well, when it's clearly not working.
They didn't have the vertical threat that they'd had in other matches because Belgium pushed them back so deep with their numbers in midfield that Weston McKennie had to stay flat with Tyler Adams, playing next to him and not in front of him.
Yeah.
So typically you have two players in the channels. Channels are the space between the right back or the left back and the center back to play up with Fuller and Balogun.
Okay.
Balogun was essentially playing 1v3 the whole night.
That's tough.
Until they were able to put Gio Reyna in and kind of add different numbers into the midfield. I mean, you're literally just playing a game of chess. And you had three of their pieces with one of your chess pieces up there in the front. And so Fuller and Balogun is used to having company up there. He's used to being able to leave a ball and flick it into space, knowing that someone's there without having to look. And there's nobody in the space.
Yeah.
So, offensively, could there have been anything else done differently in this matchup? Because, again, when you look at how it's as if they were amateurs with dribbling the ball. Like, the way, like, kicks went astray or they just got bodied and pushed and abused around, too, I thought was very fascinating. Like, I don't know what the conversation was, and I feel like it was more of that. Mm-hmm. If Fullerin was really Fullerin was not really slated to be in this game. Like, was that a surprise for guys who were shocked? You know what I'm saying? Like, were they planning, and then initially he just got dropped back in? And I know he's one of the best players in the world for us, but legitimately, like, could that have been an issue?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So that team has practiced so much. I mean, it's the same starting 11 in 3 straight games.
Yeah.
Essentially, in 3 straight kind of first choice games. That is the best starting lineup the U.S. has put out there. Those guys have been training together for a while. Fuller and Balogun is the kind of striker that when he's not getting the ball and your team isn't able to kind of piece together the attack into the final third, you're not really going to notice him.
Okay.
Erling Haaland is the same way.
I got a great analogy.
Okay.
So it's like trying to run the ball with Derrick and you got a defense that's stopping Derrick Henry.
Well, not even that, because the ball never even gets to him. It's like what happens to a number one receiver while you're running the ball.
Okay.
So it's like if you're running the ball with Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown has 1 touch in the first half because you're having to run the ball so much based on what the defense is giving you.
Gotcha.
You just get isolated. It's not exactly your fault. You're just not getting the ball because there's no opportunity for the ball to be passed to you.
And they doubled and tripled him.
He had 10 touches in, I believe, the first half. He touched the ball 19 times in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
That's okay.
That is as few as it sounds like. Now, 7 of those touches were in the box, 12 of them outside of it. I mean, he's not the kind of striker that helps you build up. And that was part of the problem last night. Again, Belgium knows that. So Belgium is isolating Balogun, saying, all right, we're going to leave him back here. He's not going to come short to help you guys build up through our midfield. So we've got a numbers advantage in the way the U.S. Was set up last night, the way they were set up in this entire tournament. And I thought that the U.S. needed more combinations in wide areas with Serginho Dest and Malik Tillman, with Weston McKennie and Anthony Robinson. I thought the wide players just weren't very crisp, weren't very good.
Yeah.
Serginho Dest taken off after 45 minutes. I mean, that was a sign of it. The U.S. had numbers in wide areas, but the Belgium wingers did such a good job of getting back and kind of forming what we would call a mid-block, where your attackers and your defenders are both attacking and both defending at any given moment. Okay. And I thought the Belgian players did a really good job of helping out their defenders, and just they would double everything on the wings. And the U.S. didn't have a player that could beat Belgium off the dribble last night. And that's another weird thing, because we saw this team do that over the course of the entire tournament. I think the only guy that could really hold his head high at the end of this was Malik Tillman, who scored the goal on the free kick. He called bank off the wall and deflected it in. I thought he was the best player of this game. I thought he was the most influential player in the entire tournament. Fuller and Balogun maybe the best.
Right.
Malik Tillman maybe the most influential, who did the most, kind of pulling the strings in midfield and in the final third for this team. But Christian Pulisic failed to record a shot or a chance created against Belgium. That's the 6th time in 76 career starts for the U.S. that he was not involved in at least one shot. That is a problem for the U.S.
So what happens with him, Christian Pulisic?
That's a great question, because there's interest from Major League Soccer. There is interest in bringing him back to the U.S. It does not sound like that's going to happen this summer or over the next, year to year and a half. He plays for AC Milan in Italy. It's Lucas's team. He is a big marketing face for them, as well as a good soccer player and face of their organization. It's a tricky one with him, because he sat out the North American Championship, the Gold Cup, last summer for the purpose of being the best version of himself for his club team, AC Milan, last year, to be ready for this World Cup, to be healthy for this World Cup. He missed one game due to injury. He left 2 games early due to injury, and he did not score in this tournament. I love Christian Pulisic. He's one of my favorite players to ever play this game. I think he is the most decorated U.S. soccer player ever already in terms of what he's achieved in Europe at the age of 27.
27, yeah.
This was not a good tournament for him. This is a tournament. No, this is his third one. Well, it should be his third one, but it's his second one. It's the third cycle of World Cups. I mean, 2018, obviously, we didn't qualify.
Right.
And he was a teenager at that point. So it's not a good tournament for him. And Ramon, this is a competition of moments. There's just not a lot of minutes that you get to play in this tournament. And so when you get your chance, you have to take it. When you have the opportunity to dribble at a back line, when you have an opportunity to finish a chance, when you have an opportunity, these tournaments, so these games, come down to 2 or 3 mistakes by one or the other, by you or them. All of those moments were won by Belgium last night, with the exception of Malik Tillman's free kick. There just wasn't a moment where you felt like Christian Pulisic took the onus on himself to lead the United States out of a really bad start, and then a really bad half, and then a really bad middle of the second half. You needed him to step up, and he didn't.
Over some course of this entire tournament, like, that was missing as well. I'm looking at it right now, and you look at the first game all the way through, he's only had 1 attempt at the goal.
Yeah.
1.
Right. I think the frustrating thing is you see players so many times when your team is struggling, you will see a winger drop back with the defenders, with the midfield line, saying, give me the ball. I'm running this right now. Give me the ball. And then that player orchestrates the entire attack. If you see Nashville SC when they're down or when Nashville SC is struggling to kind of get possession a little bit, you will see Hani Mukhtar run back to the midfield and say, give me the ball.
He needs it.
I am the captain now. Give me the ball, for lack of a better term. And just start playing passes himself. Give and go. I'm going to pass it to you. You're going to pass it right back to me. I'm going to run here. I'm going to tell you exactly where to go.
They jump-started.
I don't think that's really Christian Pulisic's personality. I think it needed to be last night.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. just never had anyone step up. And it's kind of a soccer term, but again, it's one that's easy to understand. Like, no one took the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
No one got the ball and said, follow me. It was just kind of a cowardly performance. And that's not very analytical. That's not very deep into soccer. But, like, sometimes it really is that simple.
Yeah.
This was a cowardly performance by the U.S. men's national team. I promise you, some of you won't believe me, and that's fine, because the U.S. didn't give me much to stand on this. I promise you, Belgium is not that much better than the United States. They really aren't. The fact that they complained and cried so much in Europe and UEFA and them about Fuller and Balogun being able to play was because of the fear of how good the U.S. could be on home soil at full strength. And they didn't show close to that last night. It is a gut punch. It is hard to take. It is a really, really bad performance and a bad loss. As the arrow appeared to be pointing up, it immediately goes from a tournament that kind of feels like a success to really kind of being a failure at the snap of a finger on one night because you weren't ready to play.
So at 27 for Pulisic, what's his timeline as far as being still in an elite era this next World Cup to redeem himself? Is it
good
30s,
question.
30s a cliff?
He will at least have one more World Cup, I would say, at the end of his prime.
Okay.
Depends on a lot of factors, though. I mean, how healthy is he from now until then? He's a player that's battled a lot of injuries. Is he still playing in Italy? Does he get another move to England? Does he come back to Major League Soccer? What does Major League Soccer look like in 2030?
Yeah.
I mean, this league has grown significantly since the last World Cup. How much more does it grow? I don't know. I mean, the MLS had the sixth most players left in the World Cup in the round of 16.
Okay.
Part of that's because U.S. and Canada were still in it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, you also have Argentina that's got some MLS players. Like, I mean, there's momentum around this league. How many of these U.S. players want to be a part of that? I think the bigger discussion for the U.S. and what's exciting, and I'll make it positive here as we kind of wrap up, how many more young players developed in revamped and refocused MLS youth academies get to make their debuts in 2030? A lot of discussion around MLS right now is about how, again, the next generation of players has been given so much and has a lot of talent. Kevin Sullivan has already been sold to Manchester City in England at age 15 from the Philadelphia Union for millions of dollars for a transfer fee.
Oh.
Xavier Gozo is a young player playing at MLS. Adrian Mametti for New York Red Bulls. I mean, again, if you are a fan of the U.S. and a fan of U.S. soccer, you're a fan of MLS. Because what's good for U.S. soccer is good things happening for MLS and MLS growing. So what's the next generation of player look like? I don't know. I really don't know. It looks like a lot of these same guys are still going to be starters in 4 years.
Sure.
But who else has something to say about that? There are plenty of names that we have no idea who they are right now who will be there in 2030. So for Christian, I think it'd be good for somebody else to kind of push him as the face of all of this, because he did not meet the expectations as the face of U.S. soccer in this tournament. 615-737-1045. There's my soapbox. That felt good to get
so
off my
many more
chest.
questions to talk about.
What I'm curious about is, A, more of Ramon's questions. B, are you also in on soccer in general, on U.S. soccer? Did this tournament help get you on board with this sport? Want to hear from you guys coming up next.
It's Ramon Foster for Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Good people, I know we dealt with some crazy weather last week as far as the heat wave that kind of hit us over here in the Southeast, and I'm sure your AC unit was working overtime, man. If you've had any issue, experienced anything, you need to reach out to Hiller because they know exactly what they're doing when it comes down to your HVAC. But here's also where they help you at. The price that you're told most times is the price that you'll actually pay with them. There's zero hidden fees or surprises on your bill at all when you reach out to Hiller, because most of the time you don't know what it will cost you or if it'll get fixed, right? Or if somebody's trying to sell you something you do not need. Hiller's been in business for over 35 years and are family owned and operated, so you know they care about the work that they do for you and around your house. Their techs are the folks that will come to your house. They're very professional, experienced, and trustworthy, and Hiller does a real good job of making sure that these people are up to bar when it comes to how they service you and them being around your house, to be quite honest with you. They believe in this 100% satisfaction guarantee every single time. Their motto is happy you'll be or the service is free. To learn more about Hiller, to book with them like I do, simply head over to happyhiller.com.
Wrap it up hour one on this Tuesday morning edition of Ramon and Will. 615-737-1045. Are you any more in on soccer, or after last night, are you just checked out till 2030? Curious how you feel about it as the U.S. bows out of the World Cup, and it feels like so many of you have come to the sport and are interested in the sport. Are you still interested? 615-737-1045. Ramon Foster says yes.
Yeah, I'm in. Maybe it was because the most of the production was here in North America, and
It helps. Right.
I can identify the stadiums and stuff. Before I was seeing the name, I was trying to guess: is that MetLife? Is that Kansas? Kansas City?
You mean New York, New Jersey Stadium?
New York, New Jersey. Yeah, I did see that part of it as well. But I'm more in than I ever have been on soccer. At least I would say this: watching as much as I did, and if you were like most, I guess, Americans with no real sports and you're on vacation or you just got downtime, it was very interesting. As I said, I got a better understanding what onside is. I get a better understanding now, too, the tactics of flailing and falling to the ground. Every moment, every play is how can I get an advantage? The yellow card, red card, I'm still trying to understand when you get a yellow card. That one didn't really resonate to me as much.
Yeah, that still hasn't resonated with me, and I've watched the sport for 20 years.
One thing I've always told to my former teammate, Alejandro Villanueva, who's big into it too, I almost admitted something to him, which I'll never admit anything to him. He was just like, soccer's going to take over the world. It'll be the biggest thing here in the United States. I will say this. I think soccer will grow. I think soccer this time around, even the last time watching Messi in Argentina win it, it was really cool watching it and see him being a GOAT and get his moment. But this time around, the understanding for myself, I thought was taken up a little bit, and I can understand why this is such a world game. I legitimately get that side of it now. So I'm in.
Let's go to Dylan in Franklin, 615-737-1045. Hey, Dylan.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call.
Yep.
Disappointed, just like everybody. I really didn't expect to win the game, but at least hang in there. When that goal was given up in that comedy of errors, I'm looking at Tim Ream like, this is the best guy we have at this position? I Googled him. He's 38. I'm like, this guy's older than I am. And I was wondering, did Walker Zimmerman not used to play on the men's national team in that position from Nashville SC?
He did, yes. Yes.
Okay, and I'm looking at him. He's 33. Is he not better than him? And how in this entire country do we not have anyone better than that? This big lumbering defenseman back there, it's just really disappointing. I hate to see it, but if you could speak to that, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Dylan. Appreciate the call. There are a lot of U.S. soccer fans that have been asking that question for the last 4 years. Because Tim Ream, and again, I'm going to preface all of this with, I don't think it's all totally fair. I don't think it's Tim Ream's fault. Let's put it that way. Tim Ream has done a great job continuing to keep his level the same since the 2022 World Cup, because a lot of us thought 2022 was Tim Ream's last World Cup. And then he just kept on playing and kept on playing and kept on playing, and nobody took the job from him. And in this tournament, Tim Ream was honestly better than I thought he was going to be for the course of the entire tournament. You saw some of the limitations that he's got athletically against a fine striker in Ketelare for Belgium. Obviously, Romelu Lukaku comes in. That's more their guy. Yeah. But at this point in his career, he's just a backup and kind of a mercenary at the end of the game. But anyway, yes, that is the best that we have. It is. Walker has struggled to stay healthy. I love Walker Zimmerman, always will. Former captain of Nashville SC. He plays for Toronto FC now. He's played 12 games this year. I mean, even still 33, you're getting towards the end of your prime, even for him.
Right.
Tim Ream was at Fulham in the English Premier League the last time the U.S. was at the World Cup. He's now at Charlotte FC in Major League Soccer. That has been the problem for this group of players. Typically, the U.S. is really good in goalkeeping and back line. We've got a really good defensive setup, and we struggle to score. This team was the total opposite. Really fun attackers, dynamic wing play. Fuller and Balogun is one of the best young strikers in France right now, playing for Monaco. And then at the back, we just didn't have anybody step up. There was nobody from really kind of the young players. Austin Trusty, Mark McKenzie, Miles Robinson. were shaky at best, really inconsistent. And Tim Ream is a really good leader. Those players love him.
Okay.
He is a coach on the field for that team, and he was the captain, picked by Mauricio Pochettino and the team. So Tim Ream was a really important player. I don't think this loss was totally on him. I think if I was listing the guys who were kind of at fault for last night, Tim Ream is not even in my top 5, to be quite honest with you. He wasn't great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we also knew that the back line was our limitation and was our issue. I thought there were other guys on the pitch who could have helped him out a little bit more as well. And I think I would start more with Serginho Dest within that back 4 and back 5, really, more so than I would Tim Ream, because we know what Tim Ream's limitations are.
Can I bring up something? It's not a question. It's just I want you to, I guess, back up on this. It's worth it to do these MLS academies. For parents and kids, because I know baseball has separate schools.
Right.
Football's got 7-on-7. Basketball, there's got academies too.
There's been a major investment made by Major League Soccer in developing good young players. That is the thing that keeps the United States from competing at the absolute highest level in the sport, is how expensive it is to play the sport when you're a kid.
It is. I've heard.
That is I don't want to hear about, we need to find a 6'5" guy who's playing basketball. Nope. That guy was on the bench. His name's Haji Wright. He played the last 2 minutes of the game. Athleticism only gets you so far. It's having a ball at your feet when you're 8 and being able to play pickup on the playground.
Yeah.
It's being able to learn the innate skills that you need in order to be successful at the sport at the highest level. And in this country, we exclude so many people who might be really good at the sport because it's too expensive to get into the sport. Major League Soccer is trying to do a better job of identifying young talent and giving them a pathway. And part of the U.S. sending more players to Europe starts with identifying them while they're still here. Weston McKennie, FC Dallas. Tyler Adams, New York Red Bulls. We can go down the entire Ricardo Pepi, FC Dallas. I mean, half the team came from the FC Dallas Youth Academy, to be fair. That is the important thing. And I think Major League Soccer is doing a good job of that. I think they've invested a lot of time and money and resources to do that right. And we got to do more of it. And that's the way that we bridge the gap on the rest of the world, is we got to make this sport cheaper for kids. We really do.
The rest of the world does.
Yes. It is not just a sport for the middle class and rich in the rest of the world. It's a sport for everyone. And there's a hunger that comes. There is a determination that comes with it not being a pay-for-play and pay-to-play sport as well. You get a little bit of a different mentality when you were identified and earned every single thing that you were given. There's not an entitlement that you get when you take the field. I think we saw a little bit of that entitlement again in this generation of U.S. soccer players. The last generation with Clint Dempsey from Nacogdoches, Texas, who would have broken his neck, as Landon Donovan said, to get to a ball to try to score. He said that during a Spain-Portugal broadcast yesterday. He's like, I played with a guy in Clint Dempsey who would have broken his neck to get to it was a 50-50 ball in the box for Spain. That generation, not as talented as Belgium, took them to extra time. This generation, on paper as talented as Belgium, got blown out by him. That's disappointing. And it shouldn't have looked that way. 615-737-1045. Who are the best running backs in the NFL? Executives, coaches, and scouts. Ranked up at ESPN.com. We'll tell you next.
7:05. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Bank Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. USA was eliminated from World Cup contention last night in a 4-1 loss to Belgium in Seattle. The U.S. drew even in the 31st minute off a Malik Tillman free kick, but Belgium immediately responded in the 33rd minute to regain the lead and held on to win, as Belgium now advances to the quarterfinals stage. The U.S. become the third of three host nations, joining Canada and Mexico to bow out of the World Cup in the round of 16. Belgium now moves on to face Spain, who beat Portugal yesterday 1-0 with a goal 1 minute into stoppage time in the second half. And after the loss, Cristiano Ronaldo of Portugal announced officially that this World Cup would be his last. Coming up today on Fox, the round of 16 concludes as Lionel Messi and Argentina take on Egypt at 11 a.m. in Atlanta. And then Switzerland, they take on Colombia at 3 p.m. in Vancouver. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
With 16 days until 2026 Titans training camp, it's top 10 season in the NFL, and we begin with running backs from ESPN.com's Jeremy Fowler. As hour 2 begins on Ramon and Will, Ramon Foster, Will Bowling. Yes, Ramon Foster is back. Yes, I am here too, and it's been a while since we've both been able to say that.
It is. Glad to be back, man. I was thinking we finally got the entire crew together, and I don't think we have much or any time that we're planning to take off other than weekend stuff, but we're in.
As far as the offseason goes, we're in the end game now. To quote the great philosopher Dr. Strange.
Yeah, we are in it. But I'm happy to be back in it, though. Like, now I can really shift my focus. As I say, and we mentioned in the first hour, though, too, summer's a wrap once the 4th of July is done. I think there's one last hoorah, of course, for Labor Day weekend. Like, that's the way I somewhat look at it. But every day moving forward for the next, 5 to 6 months is going to be football focus or having some type of task that surrounds the sport of football moving forward. I thought about that this weekend, too. I was actually able to vacate while not thinking of man, I got to go run to the sand pit or something like that or do extra cardio. It was
great, isn't it?
It is great. God, what a phenomenal concept of being able to break and actually not think about football. But now it's all gas, no breaks, man. Dead period is lifted in the state of Tennessee. Parents,
we're in the end game now.
We are in the end game. Hydrate your kids is the only request I have for you before going out there.
Very smart.
Yeah, very smart.
Very smart. Executives, coaches, and scouts will be ranking top 10s at each position at ESPN.com over the next couple of days and weeks. They began yesterday with running backs. I prefer this process infinitely more than I do NFL 100. Because NFL 100 yields Jeffrey Simmons being ranked 83rd in the NFL. Yeah, we talked about it a ton yesterday.
Why?
You can cut the number in half, and it would still be an undeserved ranking.
It would still be way too low. So I'll speak on that before
the process is terrible.
The process is horrendous.
You just rank your top 20 players.
And here's the
active
issue.
NFL players.
Here's the issue. They come in and they pass these papers out. They do this usually after practice or something like that, in which guys really aren't in tune to, hey, it's hard to get players to come to meetings in general. Okay, we see all of these players speaking about how broke they are and stuff like that. Legitimately, it's hard to get guys to focus on real things. It's like getting somebody to be a union rep. Nobody really wants to do it, right? And the same way with these lists, because they make you think. That's the other part too. It's
what time of year do they do it?
They do it usually during the end of the season, where you start, or at the beginning of the
December-ish.
Yes, where, hey, can you guys fill this out for us? All right, cool. We'll just knock this out real quick. And then you have veterans that'll get young guys to do it. That's one part of it. Or they'll select a few amount of people that only keep the circle of players the same.
Right.
They probably look at Jeff's situation and say, oh, yeah, what about Jefferson? The name doesn't come top of the mind to people who are generally just enamored by superstars. And that's the issue that you kind of run into as well. I think when you look at Nashville media, Jeff's a superstar in this media. But as far as the way teams view the good teams around the league, that's where it sucks. And that's where, when you put Jeff's name into the conversation, somebody's probably voted and still think Aaron Donald's still in the league. You know what I'm saying? Is that, or they only go towards Jalen Carter. or they only go towards Chris Jones. Like, it's familiar names every single time. And I hate this type of stuff because, again, there are a lot of players that deserve this type of notoriety that never get it because guys are lazy. And I will also say this, too. The league and the PA who put these types of lists out as well, as far as the NFL Top 100, they're lazy in how they go about doing it, too. Like, they either have to, again, spoil athletes, incentivize people to do it, or find like a real concentration of players that really take pride in saying, this guy's good. Oh, you hadn't heard about this guard? He's good. You hadn't heard about this defensive end? He's good. Or did you not watch Jeffrey Simmons? Like, that's the issue.
That's the weird thing is if even the lazy vote, you would think would have actually benefited Jeff because he led defensive tackles and sacks last year.
But you know what they'll do? They'll go to Sexy Daxy. They'll go to Chris Jones. They'll go to hot, catchy, cliche names instead of watching the actual tape. And that's bothersome when you have this type of, well, like your reputation's online when you say Jeff's 83rd. Like anybody that watched ball, no, that's not true. Like we're talking like top 25 at this point.
At least.
So then how does Jeffrey Simmons become that hot and catchy name across the league if he's not already kind of doing that?
Great question.
Like his statistics-wise.
I hate to say win more, but that plays a part. That plays a part.
I think that's the answer.
And the entertainment component, like I think Jeffrey's even though different positions, different style of play, I think Jeffrey Simmons is a better player than Dexter.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, last year I don't think there was a better defensive tackle than Jeffrey Simmons.
Exactly. And I hate to say, because I would hate for Jeff to feel like he has to go out and spend money on like his marketing. I would hate for that to be the case.
He's got a lot of money.
He does. No, shout out to him in the bag. Okay?
He's got a little extra now.
But there's that side of it too. How can Jeffrey get himself on commercials? How can he get a hashtag? Like that's the guys that make the Pro Bowls. It usually starts there. Have you had a moment? And Jeff's had a moment, but his moment's been in like losing games and stuff. Like if you going against him, I guarantee you this. I would bet you a guy like Trey Smith is probably the mindset like, yeah, that's bogus for Jeff to be that low because they've gone against each other. And it's marketing, it's promo, and it's winning, Hawk. Like, that's kind of it.
How about Trey Smith's sister catching the bouquet at Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding, by the way?
Legend.
That's crazy.
Legend.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Ashley Smith put it on Instagram, caught the bouquet at Tay-Tay's wedding over the weekend, which my wife may or may not have called America's royal wedding over the weekend.
I've heard a lot of people.
She won't mind me saying that.
What is that? I'm going to be real with you. It was that this weekend, man.
All right, well.
But yeah, the list.
NFL 100 is, I think, to your point, way more fraudulent of a list than what ESPN does with executives, coaches, and scouts anonymously ranking top tens by positions. And again, I think it's easier to judge apples versus apples than apples and oranges. Right, like comparing Bijan Robinson, who's number one on this list, to Jahmyr Gibbs is easier than comparing Bijan Robinson to Quentin Nelson, to Chris Jones, to Sauce Gardner. Like, how do you judge a corner versus a running back? I don't know. So I like this list way better anyway. Yeah. Bijan Robinson, number one. Jahmyr Gibbs, number two. To me, the surprise was Derrick Henry, number 6.
I was shocked by that one.
In the top 10 running backs list. What did you like or have an issue with here?
Was Derrick being at 6. I also look at the season, and of course, we're looking at the best player. I thought Jahmyr Gibbs was a push. I feel like to get the hell, like I know his
What do you
impact.
mean by a push?
Like he split time still. I feel like this number 2 ranking was probably because of what they did last year, well, in 2024, as opposed to what he did in 2025. I mean, he's had good, consistent years. I feel like him being 2 is finally the payoff. Like, whoo, he's finally made it to the pinnacle. It's his time right now. And I don't think it's a bad thing that he's number 2. I just thought Saquon was still up there.
Well, an NFC executive said he's got 39 rushing touchdowns in 3 years while splitting time. It's crazy. It's kind of like he's graded on a curve.
It is almost, and like that. Those rushing touchdowns are also in situations where they can strategically put him in to go score those as well. There's a lot of context to be given there. I still think Saquon is probably 2 on this list, and Jameer is no less than 3, but I don't have a big issue with them being 2, if that makes sense to you. Like, he's justified that side of it as well. Jonathan Taylor, I thought could have been 4 on this list. I think high of his style of ball that he plays as well, too. He's got, to me, the home run hitting side of it, but the list in general is solid to me. I don't think there's much of a pushback that you can kind of have on this list at all.
From a Titans perspective, there is no mention of Tony Pollard in honorable mention or also receiving votes. Outside of the top 10 was Josh Jacobs, Kyron Williams, and Quinshawn Judkins. And then also receiving votes was DeAndre Swift, Javonte Williams, Chase Brown, Ashton Genty, Travion Henderson, Travis Achan Jr., that is how we say his name now, and Alvin Kamara.
Alvin being and getting votes is one of those
Name
situations.
recognition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
In the big 2026, Alvin Kamara has not given us top 10 running back stuff
no,
anymore.
he has not. I'm
With all due respect to Alvin, who I love.
No doubt about it. He's one. To me, he is the guy that set it up for Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, if you were to say he patterned this game after him, that's him. Quinshawn Judkins, as young as he is, getting a nod, honorable mention. It says a lot about what he can do and what he's capable of moving forward, though, too. So I'm interested to see what that run game looks like in Cleveland.
I mean, honestly, the thing I noticed looking at this is just how good the state of the running back position is in the league right now. It's kind of my only takeaway. The fact that Derrick Henry is 6, I feel like that's too low, but I also have a hard time definitely telling you who he should be in front of. Kind of illustrates how good running back is right now in the NFL. Derrick was 2 on this list last year. The fumbles, I think, actually are part of the reason why he was dropped to 6. His 4 fumbles last year, including a fourth quarter drop in week 1 to Buffalo. Maybe one reason why he's further down. But 1 through 10, Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, James Cook, Devon Achane, Kenneth Walker, and Breece Hall. I mean, I don't have any major issues there. I just think running back is in a really good place right now in the league.
Yeah, which is crazy because Achane, Kenneth Walker, and Breece Hall were all just honorable mention or just received votes last year. They weren't even in the top 10.
That's right.
I'll tell you what, though. Devon Achane, he's probably going to move up this list next year. The amount of ball toting he's probably going to get in Miami because of what they have offensively, what they don't have, is going to be through the roof. I'd expect him to go up if he doesn't suffer from an injury because of too many totes and stuff like that. But again, home run hitter, can go make plays for you, and is the focal point of that offense down in Miami.
615-737-1045 is our number. Coming up, a CBS writer redrafted the 2024 NFL draft. And the story on the Titans is not who he picked in the redraft. It's who's not even picked at all in the first round. We'll talk about that coming up next.
Are you looking for TRT that's flexible enough for your lifestyle? Well, head over to Low T Center. They are the #1 name in TRT. You can choose testosterone shots, pills, or many other options that they have at their facilities. You can pay with your insurance or out of pocket and even have your treatments shipped directly to your door. And now at Low T Center, they are offering new peptides, new treatments, and so much more, where you can boost your energy, your libido, and have the confidence for the real results that you can feel. Center Jackson Low T Center, they provide testosterone replacement therapy. That's what TRT is, and hormone replacement therapy tailored to your body, your lifestyle, and most importantly, your budget. When your hormones are imbalanced, patients feel fatigued, they have a low sex drive, mood changes, and body changes as well. Balancing those hormones, it means living a better, healthier life. And here's the pro tip for you all. Testosterone is not just for men. Testosterone is important for women as well. It can help boost your energy, your confidence, your sex drive, and so much more. And no, it will not turn you into a man. Doses are very careful for women, all right? You can book your free testosterone test now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, 615-737-1045, the number. So at CBSSports.com, we love this exercise in NFL media on redrafting NFL drafts. I prefer to wait at least 2 years. And Zachary Perellis at CBSSports.com has done exactly that. A redraft of the 2024 NFL Draft. Now, the big headline of this, Ramon Foster, nationally will be, would you still take Caleb Williams? Would you take Drake May? What about Jaden Daniels? Would he still go top 3? And all of that is all fine and good, and we'll have time to get to that as well. But Zachary has the Tennessee Titans selecting Malik Neighbors with their selection. Obviously, in 2024, that was the number 7 selection. He would have the top 7 going Drake May 1, Caleb Williams 2, Jaden Daniels 3, Jared Verse 4, Joe Alt still goes 5, unfortunately. Sorry, Titans fans. Brock Bowers 6, and then Malik Neighbors 7. What is more interesting to me is that he doesn't think J.C. Latham would be a first-round pick at all if he was redrafting the 2024 NFL Draft. Yet he still has Joe Alt as a first-round pick, Olu Fashanu still going to the Jets at 11. He has got other tackles like Tale Fuaga going in the first round. He's got Troy Fatanu, expected to start this year in Pittsburgh at tackle. Right. Roger Rosengarten, another one. Amarius Mims. So there are still tackles that he says are in better shapes and are first-round picks in this 2024 redraft. Is he fair in his criticism of J.C. Latham at this point? As he writes at CBSSports.com, adding J.C. Latham was supposed to be another step in the direction of helping the surroundings at quarterback, saying Will Levis had been okay at the end of 2023. Levis completely fell apart in 2024, but remember, we don't know what happens with Levis in 24. We only know the future for the 24 rookies. Talks about how much J.C. Latham hasn't lived up to his billing. What do you think? Not even a first-round pick.
That's fascinating. Not even a first-round pick. But here's also the way he kind of set this list up, too. He said he kind of, set this list up because they have knowledge of how the players in this class have performed as well. So that plays a part in it. Going back to the 24 draft, I will say this. I think the way you were attempting to set this team up by building from the inside out, JC makes good sense there. The issue that JC had was Joe Alt was taken in front of him as far as the Titans go. A guy that was specifically a left tackle. This team needed a left tackle. J.C. Latham in college had played right tackle and felt like he can go over to the left side. Performance and do that. I think when you look at the makeup of how this cake was somewhat being baked together, are beautiful. You got Peter Skoronski, left guard, transition, look like he's going to take those steps. And, man, bring in another guy that you can help grow up and solidify this group with you. Didn't work out. Then you go get Dan Moore. Then you also have a bad start of the season last year for J.C. Latham. So to say that this list is fair for him with the guys that he still have in it, J.C.'s played and J.C. started in the NFL in this league. But is he a redrafted first rounder? I think he's probably on the back end of being a first rounder, not top 10, the way he was in 2024. Whether it be injuries, which injuries are 100% part of the game going into football in general. Everybody's going to suffer from something, and every one of these players have had something in general as well. But to say that he's performed up to a top 10 selection is far from the truth. Do I think there's still potential there? Yeah. I personally still have questions about where his final position is going to be. Last year was shaky for him at right tackle. The false starts, the penalties, missing games. And again, that's a part of it. But when you take somebody top 10, the way I've always said it or heard, those guys are supposed to walk off the bus ready to go. And JC still hasn't been in that position. It's too late to move him over to guard, I feel like, right now.
For this season, you mean? Or at all?
I think for this team. I'll be very interested if his fifth-year option is going to be picked up. Now, I know it's too early, and I'm premature in my assessment of him because this is the year. He's had the rookie intro into the league. Awesome. His second year, he gets moved over to the right side. So there's an adjustment there as well. This year 3 for him is paramount as far as him solidifying I am, and this is the only thing that matters. I am an NFL tackle.
It's a critical season.
I don't care if he's left or right tackle. Mm-hmm. If he can't convincingly show this team, especially with a new coach, especially with an offensive coordinator, Brian Dable, that seems like he liked bigger offensive linemen. If he can't convincingly show in footwork and technique and play and sustainability that he's an NFL tackle, he's got to consider a move. And I'm sorry to say that, but he has to consider a move for his career's sake.
Move to another team? Okay.
Interior.
Okay. So for you, what is the improvement for J.C. Latham at right tackle? When you watch the film on him, what can get better?
Footwork. Let's start there. Footwork and ability. I think he's a supreme athlete? Yes. You're not that size and go in the first round for no reason, okay? Like, whatever his weight is, whatever his height and size and arm length, or he's got arms as long as, old hickory, okay? Like, it's that long. Like, when you look at his arm and his stature. My question for him is this, is when you see guys that deal with false starts, usually one is either concentration. You can't have that at the tackle position. It's too crucial of a position for you to just be jumping off sides or timid because you think the guys will beat you. So the only reason I bring up footwork is for this reason for him. I was moved inside because I wasn't able enough to play NFL tackle. I was good at guard, okay? But as far as the speed and athleticism that you need at the tackle position, there is a step up. You can't just get by, which is why I would also say Caden Proctor, who's drafted first round to the Miami Dolphins. Where are they slated to start him at, Will? Guard. He's a projected guard for the Miami Dolphins just because damn good athlete, really good player, but he's probably not an NFL tackle. This team's positioning was a whole lot different, I feel like, because there wasn't a specific tackle for this team per se. And if you're drafting a guy like JC in the top 10, you're probably going to play him at the position that he was drafted because nobody's really taking a top 10 guard unless you're really Quentin Nelson for the most part. And I know Peter was 11th overall.
Peter Skoronski. Yeah.
So my contingency is this. The reason I think footwork is crucial for him is he's got to show that he can get to a point and meet his guys at that apex. If I'm setting and I'm comfortable enough to get there, you need to have two things. Elite footwork, which is what I would say a guy like Laramie Tunsil have. Amazing footwork. Or you need to have length. And I'm going to compare him to a guy that's in his class that can get by with not having elite footwork, but he's got length, and that's Joe Alt. If I can size you up and make you run into my big old frame, and at that point we'll dance, fine. Or you need to be Joe Thomas level elite technique to be able to say, yes, I can meet any defensive man at that point. And I do think that was a part of his false starts. And I don't want to call it timidness, but when I'm thinking about, oh, Lord, this guy's a 4'6" guy coming off the edge. I got to get there. It'll cause you to jump off sides.
Go ahead.
No, that's just the way I see it. He'll probably see me as like, you're totally wrong on that. And I might be, but that's the way I view that position.
I don't think you are.
That's the way I view that position. When I was uncomfortable, I would jump. Or I got to figure, man, I got to go. Pounce. I'm sorry, but I got to go now.
He had 14 penalties last year and 10 in 2024.
It's
a problem.
It's a problem.
Yeah. It's as big a problem as the sacks allowed, which according to PFF are 15 through 2 seasons for JC, 8 this past season. And that was with not seeing the field weeks 2 through 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then he allowed 3 in one game at Vegas when he clearly was not 100%.
I agree.
Coming back from injury in week 6. How will this system help J.C. Latham and help an offensive line that has some of the same parts, has a backup in Austin Schlottman last year who is now moving into a full-time starting role for the first time in his career? How is this system built to make life easier on the Tennessee Titans offensive line?
The way I see it is a bunch of group protections. We either slide right or slide left. Now, the issue that I've seen kind of roll into with the film that I've seen on how the Giants do it, or teams that have this type of protection. The Patriots were another team in my era that basically played group protection with a little bit of the tight end, and there's only one-on-one for the most part.
That's where Brian Dable came from, was New England.
So
it's the Patriots kind of style of offense at its core.
It is. So they'll be sliding right, sliding left, or it's a lot of misdirection with run action that goes into it that somewhat protects you. Now, the issue runs into how confident is he in a one-on-one situation, because it might be concepts in this protection where left guard, center, right guard, right tackle, and a tight end slide right, and Dan Moore's got to be one-on-one, or vice versa.
One of the tackles are most likely to be the one that's one-on-one.
And not for long, because the misdirections, there'll be tight ends and running backs that come by and chip you and stuff like. How can you hold up in those moments right there?
You're taking guys out of routes, and then it's harder to find somebody downfield or have a check down because you're spending more time blocking.
It is, but that's why also this offense is going to allow the running backs to be outlets on the side over there where you can just kind of dump the football off a little bit as well. But here's the other side of it though too. There will be moments in which the five guys up front have to win their one-on-ones. And that's where for JC, you can't have those lack in protections, especially when it's going to end up being like a long down the field developing play too. We've heard Dable speak about that as over the spring too. This offense will be short, it'll be intermediate, and it'll also be downfield. And those big gotta have it moments where they go max pro. And that, of course, means the wide receivers got to go win more because tight ends or running backs are in and probably sifting out late. That's where it protects a guy like JC. Now, here's the other part that can kind of ruin your contract situation. If the coaches and the staff and GM know that, hey, this is a system protection, then how am I supposed to justify it if I'm JC and saying, man, I'm the best right tackle in the NFL when we know that you're covered up because there's a tight end beside you? You don't individually get an opportunity to go win and be the best if you're continually a full protection type of team.
Well, right, that's not the Titans' problem, though.
It's not.
Titans' problem is getting J.C. Latham to be a starting caliber right tackle, not the best in the world right tackle.
And that's where he's got to figure out how do he maximize his ability to be a premier tackle. Because, again, that's the other side of this, too. There has to be justification of him being a top 10 pick. And one of those justifications are you got to be elite.
Got to win one-on-one.
Because they could have went and got a second-round guy if that's the case. And JC, and clearly, according to this article, that's the way JC's viewed now.
Well, so to that point, comparing him to the other guys that the CBSSports.com writer would have still drafted in the first round, J.C. Latham, according to PFF, has allowed 15 sacks in just over 1,100 pass block snaps through 2 seasons of his career. Roger Rosengarten of the Baltimore Ravens has allowed 7 total sacks in 2 years at about the same amount of snaps. Amarius Mims, 8 total as a tackle for the Cincinnati Bengals. Troy Fautanu in Pittsburgh, less snaps, but only 3 sacks allowed in 1 season as a full-time starter at right tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So these are guys who were drafted later.
Yeah.
Troy Fautanu was drafted 20th overall by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Allowed 3 sacks all of last season per PFF at right tackle. Amarius Mims, last season at right tackle for the Bengals, only allowed 4 sacks.
Yeah.
Roger Rosengarten, right tackle for the Ravens, allowed 3 sacks. Again, that's a second-round pick, 62 overall.
The numbers aren't in his favor compared to his peers.
Tackle is the position where you have to be the most patient, and I totally understand that. But even grading on that curve, things have not gone to plan so far for J.C. Latham. I'm not going to totally make excuses for him. I will say, though, the full context is he has had now a head coach and an interim head coach. You had the Bill Callahan experience, and obviously that changed middle of the way last season. We're not talking about Bertha and Olga anymore. You have a system that is supposed to be more suited for protection by committee, protection by group, and maybe a little bit less one-on-ones that you're asking him to win. And hopefully he's healthy again, and all these things are part of the context. And if there is a silver lining, he did not allow a sack in the last 4 games last season.
Fair.
Against San Francisco, Kansas City, New Orleans, and Jacksonville. He did not allow a sack last season. Remember, this time last year, we weren't all the way on Peter Skoronski being an all-pro caliber guard. We knew he had finished the season well.
Yeah.
And Peter Skoronski last season, I went back and looked, allowed 1 sack in his last 7 games. Showed signs of progress late in the season. And so maybe that is the arrow starting to point up for J.C. Latham. He is one of the most important players on this team this year.
Very much so.
He is, because you probably have Dan Moore for 1 more year, maybe 2 at most at left tackle. You got to have an answer at one of your 2 tackle spots heading into 2027 that you feel good about. And in the present tense, maybe more importantly, I'm burying the lead. Your quarterback can't be the most sacked in the league again, because he's probably not going to get to the 16 games that he played. 17 if you include, obviously, 1 drive against Jacksonville. But Cam's got to stay healthy, because Cam needs to be learning lessons and getting better by playing, not by just practicing.
Yeah.
And part of keeping him upright and getting the best out of Cam, which is the future of your organization and franchise, obviously, is your tackles holding up their end of the bargain and protecting him. It is the question I have about this football team, is how they protect their quarterback this upcoming season.
We've spent a lot of time on this right guard competition. I have the same questions about a field spot in the right tackle position too, though.
I agree.
Okay.
And you can't fix everything in one offseason. And JC's the example. Like, sometimes guys who played last year just have to keep playing and get better.
Yes.
Like, there's only so many spots that you can bring in a new body and a new face. And if you're listing the guys who have to play better, who are still on this team and in the same roles, J.C. Latham's, if not number 1, number 2 at worst on this list.
Now, here's the other part too, to add context to JC's and everybody else. Maybe I'll do this one after the break, though.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
615-737-1045. More conversation about the Titans' O-line. What else is new? We're so back here on Ramon and Will, 1045 The Zone. If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it. You don't have to, but you can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity loan. Hey, it's Will Bowling. That's right. With Loan Pronto, you can get all the cash you need without touching your first mortgage and without any fees. One local homeowner just got $100,000, paid off all their credit cards, paid off their existing HELOC, remodeled their kitchen, and saved over $1,500 per month. It gets better. There's no hard credit pull up front, usually no appraisal, no long drawn-out process, and listen, no closing costs. You may even be able to skip your next 2 house payments. So call Loan Pronto now. Leave your low-rate mortgage intact, but get the cash you need in as little as 2 weeks without paying closing costs. LoanPronto.com is the website. See how much you can get right now by calling 615-499-5780. That's 615-499-5780 or online at LoanPronto.com. For qualified homeowners, equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Ramon Will, 104.5 The Zone. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling. Streaming live on 104.5 The Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Talking about the Titans' offensive line, a CBSSports.com writer redrafting the 2024 NFL Draft. First round, does not think that J.C. Latham would be a first-round pick. 2 years removed from him going number 7 overall to the Titans. Ramon, you wanted to add more context around him before the break.
I did, because, again, I don't want this to create a public perception of what J.C. is without giving context as to why it could have gone that way. First and foremost, Cam was a rookie last year. A lot comes with that. Cam doesn't really know the speed of the NFL. Teams blitzed and came after him in ways which you're supposed to do with a rookie quarterback as well. Cam became a problem to the offensive line as well. I can acknowledge that, and JC was a part of the offensive line, and so that's part of, I feel like, JC's trek into the NFL as well. Nobody wants to play with the rookie quarterback that's under pressure that much, and there's nothing you can really do about it. The offense was just bad. It was cheeks. Zero balance to it last year. You didn't really establish run games week in and week out. There was no real cohesion as far as the wide receivers go. 3 and out was common on this team. 2nd and 7 was probably going to lead to 3rd and 7 or plus after those moments too. And there's a lot of stress that comes in that as well. You become predictable as an offense, and it's hard to kind of play that game where it's pass every single time. JC was also injured to start the season. Cool, I get it. I will also say this too. If you go out there as an injured player, that's your fault. So JC dealt with that early in the season. Also, the season started in Denver. Do we need to say more? That defense, John Franklin-Meyer and his group, was all over them from the first game of the season. There was no breathing room at all during the season. There was no room for growth, and there was no room for mistakes at all. And the last part to me, and I think this is crucial for all these guys coming in, which is what I like what the Titans did this offseason. There was no real veteran guidance for a guy like JC coming into the league. And currently, J.C. Latham is the vet in this. He's had hardly anybody show him the way on how to be a pro, what to do, what to look for, how to do it. And you can probably say to me, well, Ramon, he's a top 10 pick. He's supposed to know how to do this. This is a hard league.
No, I get it.
It's hard to kind of figure it out. And if there's nobody to say, no, we should block him this way, or you should do this. Have you looked at your feet? Have you understand this? Do you understand the defensive shell? Like, there's a lot of that goes into it too. The only charge I have to JC is this: for his first 3 years in the league, where have you shown me your dominance even through all of that turmoil? I can't say at this point in time JC's a dominant run blocker. Have we seen him dominate consistently? Now, might just be the offense that he's played under, or Bill Callahan's teachings. Where has he been dominant at? That's the only question I have for JC when it comes to what he's been presented with, because even on bad teams, there are Pro Bowl and All-Pro guys. If you are a top 10 pick, and I hate to keep putting that on him, but if you are a top 10 pick, we see Brock Bowers do well on bad teams.
I mean, Andrew Thomas was the 4th-round selection by the Giants in 2020, to use a Brian Daboll example. And his jump happened from year 1 to year 2. He allowed 10 sacks as a rookie tackle for the Giants, and then allowed 2 his second season in 2021. 4th overall pick. So, I mean, he didn't choose to be picked top 10, but he also earned it by the way he played at Alabama.
No doubt.
And with the athleticism that he has and the overall ceiling that J.C. Latham brings. And, yeah, it's not totally fair, but welcome to the NFL, man.
Welcome to it.
And we talk so much about J.C. and about the offensive line because, A, it's the question mark on the football team, and B, Cam's development depends on it.
It does. It does. And here's the hope, is that this offense kind of resets everybody. And they can finally get to a point where you start seeing some positivity. Like I said, last year there was no breathing room for them to have growth because of the teams that they were playing were much better than them. The offense had no rhyme or reason. You end up firing the head coach and changing OCs and offensive philosophies behind it too. And it's easy, I would say this too, to get paid on payday, Will, and say, you know what, I'll just go do my job as best as I can, not the best job I should be doing. That does happen in the NFL.
You go from just trying to survive to then thriving. It feels like J.C. Latham's just been kind of trying to survive And I think last season injuries did play a big part of that.
Yeah.
615-737-1045, our number. The U.S. is out of the World Cup. We'll talk about it coming up next. The World Cup continues today in the United States, but not for the United States. 4-1 last night for Belgium. What in the heck happened? Your guess is unfortunately as good as mine. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, Justin Hawkins, Ramon and Will's second half of the show this morning. All the talk, all the controversy, and all of a sudden the U.S. was a villain last night. And they were vanquished. They were put away. Like every superhero movie at the end. Unfortunately, the U.S., all the good vibes, all the energy, all the love, it all ended. And my goodness, I feel sorry for the people who joined the bandwagon, who will have that taste left in their mouth, Ramon Foster, for the next 4 years until the next World Cup. I apologize on the behalf of the sport that I love very, very much.
Man, I feel you though, but like the reality of this situation was like we knew where we were. Like I don't think this was a Disney movie script where they were going to Mighty Ducks this thing all the way to the end. Or like I don't think anybody expected this. Like the matchup between Belgium, that is a different conversation about. You mentioned it earlier. I don't want to take your thunder, but U.S. they should have been more competitive against them than they were.
They were favored to win.
Yeah.
They were given the odds-on favorite by Vegas to advance yesterday.
Do you think the spectacle around Florin played a part in this? Like they took offense to it? Because this was, and I heard a little bit of Buck Rising show yesterday. They were speaking about like the idea that corruption's always been a part of FIFA, and getting this uplifted getting this overturned is part of that corruption. Allegedly.
I disagree with that.
Okay. I think that's what they were saying.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
I think the decision, considering the political influence from the president, who was very involved, felt corrupt. I think ultimately the right thing happened. A fraudulent red card was taken away. Now, we can argue.
Why was the red card pulled anyway? The slow-mo? Because I was always taught never view a play based on slow-mo because anybody is guilty of slow motion.
That's part of it.
Okay.
There's so much to it. There's so many different elements. Essentially, the right decision was made, but the wrong process was taken to get there. I think it's a little bit low-hanging fruit to call it corrupt, but I also can't totally argue against it because of the way the president kind of acted around it and made it feel very corrupt. I don't ever actually really think there was much corrupt to it because from all the reporting that I've seen and read and hearing people like Taylor Twellman talk about it, I don't think the president actually really had any influence on that decision being overturned. I legitimately do believe, based on the political reporting and soccer reporting that is out there, that an independent committee did overturn that decision, in part because, to your point, slow motion was used in order to give a red card on video assistant referee in a context where slow motion is not supposed to be used.
It's not.
That being said, kind of happens all the time. You know, like in the Mexico-England game, a freeze frame was shown to the referee on the field to give Gerald Kwanzaa a red card that sent England down to 10 men. Now, can they appeal? Well, that's Pandora's box that they've opened. But also, Cristiano Ronaldo had a 2-match ban overturned. So did Moises Caicedo. So did Nicolas Otamendi. So did a player for Qatar. All had bans overturned at the beginning of the tournament, according to Article 27. The precedent was set. So it's definitely not Fuller and Balogun's fault. I don't think it was as much of a specific U.S. soccer problem. I think FIFA opened themselves up to this when they allowed Cristiano Ronaldo to play the group stage. But again, we don't need to relitigate all this, but since you weren't here, that's kind of where I stand on it.
Yeah.
The right decision was made because it was a terrible call on a red card that should have never been given. The right decision was made, and in leagues all around the world, you can appeal red cards.
Okay.
You just typically don't in a World Cup. That's where the pearl clutching for me got a little annoying. Every league in the world overturns red cards over and over and over. I know that it doesn't happen much in a World Cup final, and all of this is World Cup finals. If you make it to this point, you're in the World Cup finals, and then the final is played, obviously, in New Jersey next Sunday. But all of that being said, the United States looked like a team that was distracted by that.
That's tough.
I don't know if they were or not. If we may not know that for another 20 years when somebody writes a book about it, or there's an all-access something and somebody admits it. I think it's a very convenient excuse, but I also can't totally rule it out, to be quite honest with you, because it looked nothing like the team that played the first 3 matches at full strength of this tournament, taking out the Turkey game because that was all backups.
Turkey,
Yeah. Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Serginho Dest, go down the list. Too many big names and big players did not have big performances last night. Part of that is a credit to Belgium, who won essentially every 50-50 duel, every 50-50 ball in the first half. They looked more up for it. They looked like the moment wasn't too big. We had talked a lot about when or if, turns out it was when, the pressure was going to get to the United States. Was there going to be a moment where they felt the weight of all of the eyeballs on them? The Bosnia match is officially the most watched soccer match in the history of United States broadcast television.
It's electric.
Taking away the 2015 Women's World Cup against Japan. That Bosnia match is now the most watched soccer game in the history of this country. That, to me, is more of a storyline of pressure getting to them than the Balogun stuff. Because the Balogun stuff happened so last minute. I'm not sure how much they're on social media 24 hours leading up to a game. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Again, I have no way of knowing 100% if the Fuller and Balogun stuff really was a distraction. What I do know is they did not look ready for the moment. And while I do believe they are, at worst, in the same neighborhood of talent as Belgium, that Belgian team had a lot more players who have played on a stage like that and performed and won. And it certainly looked like it last night.
Yeah, it did. I'm seeing it from our YouTube chat. Everybody's pretty much saying the same thing. And I noticed it early in this match. Defense was lacking. Awareness was lacking. Instinct, I feel like that Belgian players were playing with was lacking on the U.S. side of things, though, too. And again, when you respond and you score the goal, the crowd got back into it. The boos were loud and everybody's fully into it. Like, you can see as a nation, we are premature in this, is what I would say. Or we are novices in the full understanding of how to be a part of the crowd and understanding the game, though, too, because we were deflated, I felt like, early. That second goal, I think it was done at that point in time, and I feel like everybody knew it.
I think the third goal is what
third goal,
because the U.S. started the second half really well.
Yeah.
And then they go down 3-1, and there was just never anything created after that. Like,
that's tough.
It was. I don't think we were wrong for having hope. I don't think we were wrong for believing in the talent of this team and the profile of this group being different. I think what's really frustrating is how self-inflicted the mistakes were and the gap between the United States and Belgium last night being really in the hands of the U.S. I'm telling you, like, look at where these guys are playing and what they have achieved at the club level for the United States compared to Belgium. You're not going to see insane differences. You're going to see really talented American players. Christian Pulisic, a Champions League winner at Chelsea, playing for AC Milan. Serginho Dest, playing for Barcelona, being back at the Dutch top flight. Malik Tillman, being at a club in Germany that just won the German top flight 2 years ago. Like, there is a really good core of talent right now for the United States, but I have doubts about their mentality at that top level against other players who have been there and done that. That's my concern, is I don't think this team was mentally strong enough for that moment last night. When they got punched in the mouth, they didn't answer. And the frustrating thing is they did when they were punched in the mouth against Bosnia. Because when Fuller and Balogun got the red card against Bosnia,
they turned out.
It would have been really easy for this team to fold then, and they didn't.
Nope.
But the expectation now against a European power like Belgium, who's ranked 10th in the world in FIFA, I think there are a lot of factors at play, and clearly, whatever they were, they got the best of the United States last night. It makes a tournament that had a lot of really good feelings feel like a failure again, to where all of the good has been undone.
So, with that being said, we spoke about the players, the game plan, and their effort. Was the U.S. men's national team outcoached?
No.
Where's
No.
that component?
I just saw that
in
comment
this?
too. It
Yeah.
says if it's not the talent, it has to be the coaching. No, I don't think it is coaching either.
Okay.
Mauricio Pochettino, again, he took a small club like Tottenham to the Champions League final.
Okay.
I say that halfway in jest, but I mean, there is some
I heard the
reality
small
to
team,
it.
Tottenham.
They had not been before.
heard
he
that.
took them to a place they'd never been. And, I mean, he's coached at the best clubs in the world.
Yeah.
Mauricio Pochettino was not the problem last night. He can't go out and win a 50-50 for Serginho Dest.
Okay.
He can't go tell when you've got 2-on-1. You've got Serginho Dest and Alex Freeman marking Leandro Trossard on the left wing as he crosses in a 1-1 game to De Ketelaere, who goes over Tim Ream and mosses him for the second goal. That's not on coaching. You've got two defenders on one guy trying to cross, and you've got a center back in perfect position. He just gets beat in the air. That was the U.S.'s weakness. That was always going to be the problem with this team. The back line needed help.
And here's the thing.
The self-inflicted mistakes. He can't go claim a long ball for Matt Freese, who does the Young Wei coup and kicks behind the ball and doesn't kick the ball. Like, that's not a coaching problem.
Yeah.
That's basic fundamental soccer. You've got to talk. Alex Freeman and Serginho Dest have to talk. Who's touch tight and who's got the line? Point to the line. You've got this side, I've got this side. We're going to defend 2v1. On the first goal, away. Matt Freese has got to yell, away. You hear that all the time in soccer.
Yeah.
Away. Clear the ball. Why are three guys watching a ball fall in the Bermuda Triangle at the left edge of the box? Matt Freese comes out on a long ball over the top. One pass from the goalkeeper. There's nothing coaching about that. Thibaut Courtois, the goalkeeper for Belgium. I know I'm getting to my soapbox, but just let me cook for a second. One pass over the top should never beat you in this sport.
Yeah.
Unless you have got Erling Haaland, unless you have got incredible pace, incredible strength. The ball bounces. Matt Freese gets there. He just makes a mistake. Him and Chris Richards have to talk. Away. I've got it. Back to you. That's not coaching. That's two players where the moment looked too big. On all three lines, in the attacking line, in the midfield line, and Christian Pulisic wearing the number 10 on his back, nowhere to be found in this game. The limitations were always in the back line, so you knew more was going to be expected of the midfield and the attackers. They didn't pick up their guys last night.
So this is like the Knicks versus the Spurs, OG Anunoby going through the middle of the paint and tipping it in when they should have been boxing out.
Sure. Yeah.
That's the way I look at it because I'm thinking of, like that was a preventable play.
It's a shortstop, a left fielder, and a center fielder. Nobody talking, saying, I got it, and letting a pop fly fall in the middle of them.
Like the Mets this past
And then a
weekend
double
against the
happens.
Braves.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Which
I know.
the Braves lost to the Mets last night, too. It was a bad sports night for me.
Don't do it, man.
Bad
Don't
sports
do
nights
it.
for me.
So the question, how many players are they away from getting to that next round or years is the question. Because it's there. The excitement is still, like, I know we're upset about the loss.
The problem is they have the players. Those players just didn't show up last night.
The entitlement you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, like it just... That's what's so frustrating is they are talented enough. They are good enough.
They are.
I would love to know if you played Belgium 10 times. How many times do you win? How many times did they win? Okay. I don't know the answer to that. Jeez. I would have thought it's close to 50-50, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I would think if you played Belgium 10 times, you probably win 4 or 5 of them. Well, last night was certainly not one of those 4 or 5. Like, I don't have the answer to that. I was stunned at how unprepared this team looked for the moment last night. I don't think I'm dumb for believing in them the way that I did.
When you mentioned that, it does. It does sound like a distraction.
Yeah, oh yeah, it may have been. It may have been. I mean, it's the pressure, it's the eyeballs, it's
the pressure. Like it's been the whole
crowd
time,
being the biggest it's ever been. I know, but I mean, it reached a pinnacle.
It can't just be the round of 16. Like
it always has been.
But with this group, they've never lived that life, though. They've never lived this pressure. And it shouldn't have played a factor, in my opinion, for pros.
The other way I'll put it is, with the exception of maybe Christian Pulisic, but even with him, you might make this argument. That was the biggest game in most of the U.S. players' lives.
How does he
That's not the case for the Belgian players.
Okay.
Leandro Trossard just won the Premier League with Arsenal. Jeremy Doku plays at the top level for Manchester City, team that won Champions League just a couple years ago and was second in the Premier League this year. I know Kevin De Bruyne didn't play in this game. He's a multi-time Premier League winner.
Okay.
Like Thibaut Courtois has won a Champions League at Real Madrid. That was not the biggest game in the lives of the Belgian players. It was for 99% of the U.S. players, and it looked like it last night.
Tough. That's real tough to deal with right there.
John in the Borough, one of our resident soccer fans. What's up, John?
What's up, John?
What's up, fellas? Will, this is a rare day, man. You and I almost never 100% agree on anything. And you have been spot on this entire segment.
I appreciate it.
With the Balogun situation, it was the right outcome, the wrong process. The narrative should have been about righting a wrong, not who got involved with what and corruption, involvement, however you want to phrase it. Like, that should have been the narrative, that a wrong was righted. As far as the game last night, I'm with you. I was gobsmacked at the final score. I thought Belgium would win. I did not agree with Vegas, and the reason I look at that is I just kind of always count on the USMNT to let me down. I just expect that at this point. I agree with you that this was the biggest game that many of those players have ever played in. However, I would also say that, Pulisic, Balogun, Dest, all these guys, they play for big clubs. They don't play in the MLS. They don't play in, scrub leagues. These guys play for Juventus and Barcelona and have played at Chelsea. Like, these guys are used to pressure, and they absolutely 100% crumbled last night. It was pathetic. There is no other way to look at it other than it was absolutely pathetic, and every one of them should be ashamed of how they played last night. The problem is not Poch, even though I don't like him because he managed Tottenham. He was not the problem last night. The players 100% didn't show up, and none of them should be allowed on an American pitch ever again.
Thank you, John. I agreed with you up until the very last thing you said, because those guys are going to play again. And the thing, too, I mean, we get a comment of, of course the U.S. isn't going to win. They have a 39-year-old in MLS playing center back. Belgium had a 33-year-old playing center back from the Belgian league, and there are more players from MLS in the round of 16 than there are the Belgian league. Comparable. Belgian league is fine. The top-end teams are great, but Major League Soccer is way better than it was. So, yeah, it's disappointing, but there's no one player just being in MLS that totally ruins it for everyone else last night. There were 11 players on the pitch, and one who plays for Milan who's won the Champions League, and Christian Pulisic, who more has to be expected of. And if I'm looking at individual players, I start with him last night, not Tim Ream at 39 years old, who has clear physical limitations that we already know.
Yeah. I mentioned this. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, I mentioned this to you on the break. The one thing when we're talking about Christian Pulisic is this, though, too. I watch all the stars I know as a novice soccer watcher, right? And from Messi to Cristiano Ronaldo to Neymar to Mbappe with France, each one of those leaders, those stars, to your point about Pulisic, each one of those dudes had a moment. And for Pulisic to go missing, even Neymar in a gimme goal, right? He scored, he contributed. For Pulisic,
even he had a moment as a retirement pick.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem for, I guess.
He was a PR pick.
Yeah, no doubt. But he had a moment still. Whenever you needed, Cristiano Ronaldo didn't get anything going, and next thing you know, he has a 3-goal game. Pulisic, for that matter, didn't have a moment, didn't contribute. I think he had one attempt on a goal. And that part of it, if we're talking about world class versus everybody else, even me looking at that and hearing about it, that's disheartening. And that's what you can't have when you're trying to grow the stars and grow the notoriety of what U.S. men's national team is worldwide. He has to show up with what I know about him, and that's unacceptable for everybody else's stars to contribute and him not to.
Let's continue with this when we come back, because we got a couple of you who want to chime in. And I am curious to just open up the phone lines and see, did this tournament make you care more about soccer? Austin Price is going to join us in the next hour anyway. That was already going to happen. We're not bumping Austin just to talk more soccer. We are already. He already had to switch to 1 hour later. So we'll continue this when we come back. 615-737-1045. Buying or selling on the Nashville real estate market is a big challenge. Maybe because of work, because of stuff outside of your control. You got to move fast. You got to go quickly, and you're worried about getting the top dollar for your home. Well, get the 30-day guarantee from my good friend Bernie Gallerani of Bernie Gallerani Real Estate. There's no risk to you. Bernie will let you out of the contract at any time. He guarantees to sell your home in 30 days or less, or he'll buy it from you. You can give him a call at 615-428-2644 or check him out online at BernieGallerani.com. Bernie's got a heart for serving Middle Tennessee. He's not that big national agent that isn't going to get to know you, your goals, or even the neighborhood. He's going to take care of you, and his team will take care of all of the little things. They're going to get you that top dollar for your home. You can call him directly, 615-428-2644, or check him out online at BernieGallerani.com. If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it. You don't have to, but you can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity loan. Hey, it's Will Bowling. That's right. With Loan Pronto, you can get all the cash you need without touching your first mortgage and without any fees. One local homeowner just got $100,000, paid off all their credit cards, paid off their existing HELOC, remodeled their kitchen, and saved over $1,500 per month. It gets better. There's no hard credit pull up front. Usually no appraisal, no long drawn-out process. And listen, no closing costs. You may even be able to skip your next 2 house payments. So call Loan Pronto now. Leave your low-rate mortgage intact, but get the cash you need in as little as 2 weeks without paying closing costs. That's online at loanpronto.com. See how much you can get by calling 615-499-5780. That's 615-499-5780 or online at loanpronto.com. For qualified homeowners, equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, and NMLS consumeraccess.org. Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone continues here in hour number 3. Austin Price of AllQuest will join us for his weekly visit coming up at 9:20. Curious your thoughts on U.S. soccer last night and something that's been putting up like NFL postseason television numbers level stuff. You guys have been watching. People around the country have been paying attention. We follow what you guys follow, and the numbers tell us, without question, this is something you guys want to talk about. We got callers on the line who also want to weigh in.
I'm here for it.
So I'm curious what you guys now carry through this run. Did this team get you to care about the sport a little more? 615-737-1045. Adam is in Nashville. What's up, Adam?
Hey, what's up, boys? Good morning.
Morning, Adam.
First of all, as a lifelong soccer player, I love that I'm calling in and talking about soccer. This is great.
Me too.
But, okay, so bear with me for a second. But, Will, I agree with everything you said. Last night was a joke. I think we maybe didn't beat Belgium, but no way we would have played that bad. But what I heard, in my opinion, honestly, was a lot of symptoms and not the root of what happened last night. So I think personally, I think the closest comparison to that game last night, if we're going to look at another sport, would be the Super Bowl. The most pressure, everything. And I've heard a million times with you all talking about what players need to do. It's distractions, right? So don't do anything different. Keep it the same. Just focus on what you need to do. And what I didn't hear is the fact that FIFA and the President of the United States dropped a nuclear bomb of distractions on this team 24 hours before they were supposed to play the biggest game of their life. There's no way that they're human like everybody else. There is no way they weren't affected by that. Not only that, I'm sure any good coach is going to game plan for Belgium with Balogun not in the lineup. So they've game planned, they've drilled for it. 24 hours before the game, they find out they have a different player in with different skill sets, and they have to reevaluate what they're going to do. There's no way we would have won that game last night. And personally, if I was the U.S. team and the coaches, I would be livid at the President of the United States and FIFA for screwing us. So that's just my opinion. Would love to hear your thoughts.
No doubt.
Thank you, Adam. I can't argue with any of it, to be honest with you. I'd rather have Flo Balogun than not have him, obviously. He was the best player at this World Cup. Maybe Malik Tillman has a shout to play a little bit better, considering he had a second free kick goal in as many games last night. But I don't know. I mean, you've been in locker rooms like this. I know it's a different sport and a different setting, and you never had the president get one of your players not suspended.
Right.
When you played for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We had a situation like that. No,
Yeah.
we did. It was 2017 at Soldier Field in Chicago. It was the night before the game. It was the week before the lead up to this game, and that's when the whole tunnel and national anthem and taking the kneeling situation. It distracted us. It did. Like we'd have probably, I don't know if we'd have lost to the Bears per se anyway or not, but I do remember the SOB comment leading up to that week and leading into that weekend from the president about the NFL and players' ability to exercise their First Amendment right. We met as a team. I know other teams met as a team with and without coaches to discuss what are we going to do, what are we allowed to do. And I never forget talking to my wife at the time. I told her, I said, this is the first time that I've ever had an outside entity affect what goes on inside our locker room. And if that was the case for the U.S. men's national team, then yeah, that is a distraction. I don't know if Fuller and Balogun. Flo. I don't know if Flo was a part of the original game plan, because when you get a red card like that, apparently, according to listening to you, with FIFA, it's not really overturned. Not in
the World Cup.
Not in the World Cup.
It happened one time in history.
And maybe they started planning for life without Flo. And with this type of distraction, it probably could have played. Like the way I'm hearing it be explained about the U.S. men's national team, they were as talented, as good as Belgium, and they looked like they were amateurs versus pros.
Yeah.
And that, to me, somewhat leads me to think there could have been a distraction.
I think that would be more mentally and emotionally than tactically.
I I put it this way: we're speaking about
Like,
just
strategy-wise, real quick. Like,
go ahead.
Fuller and Balogun, it's the same game plan, marginally different, but like him being thrown in last minute wouldn't have upset the game plan very much for the U.S. Like, those guys have practiced a ton.
Mm-hmm. My only point was it led to us getting not a lot of sleep, national discussion, and all we wanted to do was play the game. As far as these scenarios correlating to one another, I don't know, but it's interesting that they look this bad, and I don't know how either coaching or players could have handled it. Maybe, and the other side of this too, it became country versus country. Belgium,
continent versus country too. I mean, UEFA released a statement yesterday.
You see the Belgian players, the celebrations. I mean, it was very much mocking the president, the United States, and everything involved. Like it genuinely was. So I think we created a situation where we were the most loving. Like, oh, look at what the U.S. is doing, and it became a problem.
And that's the sad part of it, is that this was a really likable team. They're singing Country Roads with the Seattle crowd after the game.
The Bosnia game.
Mauricio Pochettino is learning John Denver as a soccer coach from Argentina. Like, there was a lot to like about this team, and the vibes were really, really good. Really good. And it all just in one night. In one day. I mean, in 24 hours of the buildup.
Yeah.
They became a villain. They became the team that the rest of the world was rooting against. I hoped that would help them and motivate them even more. Clearly, it did not. And if it did, they had a really weird way of showing it last night.
Another situation that was a distraction was the 2019 season. Robert Kraft in the massage parlor before the Super Bowl. That was another distraction. I think that was the year that Kansas City go on to win that one. Yeah, that was the end of the Patriots, the run that they went on.
2020 Super Bowl was Tampa.
Was it Tampa?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I remember the Roger Kraft pre-Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're right.
Explosion.
There's a ton of examples of off-field stuff having an impact.
That was another one, yeah.
For me, I don't see how, and this just comes as a former soccer player in terms of distractions on and off the field. The president, whether it be of a college or a university or the president of the United States, sticking up for your country or your team, I don't know how necessarily that dedicates distractions.
Because it made him a villain.
It did.
Right, but
it made the team that had no control over the situation.
So obviously this team didn't want to be a villain then.
No.
I don't think
clearly through their actions. I don't know if they would have said that before the game, but like they didn't handle it well. No.
To me, this stands more to the moment of being so high and kind of to what you alluded to earlier with most of these players have not had this kind of caliber of game in their lives and their careers. When you start that flat and Belgium comes out guns a-blazing, and you have no answer, and all you do is keep turning the ball over, and all you do is you can't get these triangles and these channels correct. You can't find your man marked. You can't do any of that. That kind of distraction of the president kind of goes out the window, and now you just don't even you can't play your game.
Why does it go out the window though?
Because you've lost your game.
Right, but so then why did they lose their game? Because there's a lot of other stuff going on. Like the pressure got to them for me.
No, so for me, just looking at the game, the way that Belgium started the game right off the rip,
sure,
and how they attacked them, they got them off the game immediately.
Right.
And so to me, I'm not looking at the distraction of the president. I'm looking at now the game is what it is, the facts of the pitch. Who has the better advantage right now? And Belgium was giving it all they had, and all the U.S. did was keep backtracking.
All right, but why were they so much better? Though?
Exactly.
That's the point.
I think they were incentivized.
They are not that much better than us.
No,
they're really not.
I get that. I guess just what I'm saying.
Why did they punch us in the mouth? That's what I'm saying. Like, I think we're kind of saying the same things. Like, they punched us in the mouth. They were so much better. Okay, but why? Mm-hmm. That's what I don't understand. Why did it look like the U.S. was totally unprepared for this?
To me, it's the moment. It had nothing to do with the president as much as it did as the moment of the caliber of the game, the amount of people watching the game.
I think the political stuff and the flow stuff contributed to the moment.
I think
because I agree that it was the moment, but that's a part of it, right? Like the pressure on this team. I still think the eyeballs and the television number, not that they're looking at the number itself, but they feel the attention. Yeah. They're seeing their Instagram followers go up exponentially. They know they're getting a lot more tweets and comments. They're seeing all of the superstar movie stars in the stands. Like, you want to perform in front of those people. So I don't just think it's the Flo ballot and stuff. I don't just think it's Leonardo DiCaprio and whoever, Eddie Vedder being there. I don't just think it's being the most watched soccer team in the history of U.S. broadcast television. I think it's all of it. All of it contributed to a team that looked like the lights were far too bright last night.
I think Belgium were incentivized to hate more and to because of the public.
And to be fair, too, and again, it's not an excuse. It's just a part of it. This is the first time we have been a favorite against a European team in the round of 16. The U.S. was favored last night to advance against Belgium. They were expected to be in that point. Through our soccer history, we have been the plucky underdogs that no one expects anything from us around the world.
And Belgium
We did not handle the expectations well.
Belgium ran with it.
Let's go to Darrington up next. Good morning, Darrington.
Morning, Darrington.
Good morning. Good morning, Savage. Hey, first of all, listen. This president, the man bad luck. Boy, after Nixon. His track record says, if I'm on your side, oh boy, get ready for the great divide. And sometimes, you jump off. And when you jump off, you have a flat night. And when you are a professional, going against another professional, that other professional can make you look like crap when your jumper isn't off that night. And from what I'm hearing, because Lord knows I would never cut my TV on soccer, from what you're saying, that's what it sounds like. So people should get over it. Hey, be happy with what you get. Y'all, more people are happy with participation trophies. Don't be mad now because they ain't win. Yeah, y'all should be used to it. Definitely, if you live in Tennessee, you should definitely be okay with USA losing. You watch the Titans all the time. They don't never win nothing, and you still cheer for them. So just cheer for them in 4 years from now. And plus, they'll be better. Everything always gets better with time. Now, Savage, before I go, I know you was on vacation.
Yeah.
But did you see Melissa Jefferson and Sha'Carri Richardson race? Oh, my God.
I did not.
And she just had a baby, too? Lord.
No, hold up, Darrington. You know Will is our resident track aficionado over here.
Kind of be included in the conversation about the sport I did in college.
You ain't saying nothing.
Darrington, go. Will calls these matchups. What'd you say?
Oh, my God. And Will, you ain't said nothing about track?
I say a lot of stuff about track. What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about this race in particular.
I missed that one.
Sha'Carri and then Melissa Jefferson. The 10th of a second that she beat her by, and it was a photo finish. Oh, my gosh.
Who won?
That was
Melissa
it,
Jefferson.
Melissa Jefferson won?
Melissa.
Fresh off a baby?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Sha'Carri.
Photo finish. I'm telling you, it was beautiful. Hey, some of these going on, so if anybody else wants something to watch, there you go.
There you go.
I mean, y'all have a good one.
Thank you,
too.
Darrington. Appreciate the call. Diamond League at the Prefontaine Classic. Of course I'm locked into that. What are you talking about?
That's what's up, man. I
Brennan
didn't know
Miller
that.
with the upset of the 17-year-old phenom in the 800, too, was pretty good to watch. But anyway, separate. More of your phone calls. 615-737-1045. We'll start with Joe coming up next as we wrap up hour 3 after this.
A day at the spa, the perfect gift for birthdays, anniversaries, or any occasion. Lavish and luxurious, yet affordable. A grand gesture, yet simple for you. The gift card from A Moment's Peace. Give her the gift she won't buy herself. An escape, a bit of luxury. Something special that shows more than just words. A gift from A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs across I-65 from Galleria Mall. Call 615-224-0770 or go online at amomentspeace.com anytime.
It was incredible how unifying the World Cup had been. And yes, I'm speaking past tense. How unifying the World Cup had been. And now it feels like that the U.S. lost. Feels like all of that went out the window, too. Ramon Foster, Will Boldick, Ramon Will here on 104.5 The Zone. I'm just going to lay this out, Ramon, as simply as we can.
Yeah.
No one here is saying the U.S. lost because of the suspension and the president and the distractions. Here's what, though, we are saying. It's a part of the story. And last night, the United States looked like a team that was distracted, couldn't meet the moment, and felt the pressure. I don't know if that's why they lost. There are tactical reasons I could get into, and we could talk about the five in midfield that was led by Yuri Tillemans and Andre Onana before he got hurt, and the way the wingers would double down on the wingbacks. Like, I can get really analytical real quick and bore you with the tactical details of what happened last night, but I'm not going to do that. It looked like a team that felt the pressure, and that's part of the story.
Yeah.
Back to the phones. Joe is in Nashville. Hello, Joe.
Hi, guys. Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Yep.
Appreciate you guys finally talking about U.S. men's national team. You know, even though it just ended, I'm glad you guys caught up. Just wanted to say about the whole red card reversal thing. That issue of the red card was the only issue 100% of the people of the United States and the world actually agreed upon, that it was a faulty call by the ref.
Yep.
So just wanted to get that out there. That was the most unifying issue worldwide. 1, 2, hey, this team has lacked tenacity, grit, and fortitude going all the way back to Copa America 2 years ago, where Pulisic cried about losing the game and the tournament because of the refs. So this has been something that's been documented. And yes, recently Pochettino, he got the guys executing and going on the attack, pressing, because, hey, our defense, our transitions have always been pretty bad with this golden generation for some reason. But when you set a new standard, consistently hitting that new standard is very difficult. And you got to build this consistency. And, you know, this moment was just too big. We had all of our best players, right? We got number 20 back from the red card. So you can't say that, you know, hey, oh, yeah, you know, they're just we weren't as good. Or, sorry, you know, they were just not at their best, right? We had our best players.
Yep.
Going back
true.
to March, they beat us 5-0.
5-2.
Right?
5-2. Yep.
All right, that is what we call in Tennessee a whooping, right? So they've gotten 2 big whoopings.
Different team, but I'll give you that. Yeah.
Our goalie kicked the dirt.
Yep.
Instead of kicking the ball.
That's true.
I mean, that's a big issue. I mean, you telling me you're a freaking professional goalie and you can't kick the damn ball right? I mean, the moment was too big for them, and they just have to develop. You know, even though they're physically superior than our previous generations, this is apparently our best talent. They lack the grit, they lack the fortitude, and the consistency.
Right. Sure. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate the call.
We're up against it, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's the frustrating thing. I think Joe's whole point was that mentally they just weren't ready last night and weren't locked in enough. That's the weird thing, is that it felt like Mauricio Pochettino, the manager, had fixed that. Sebastian Berhalter said, I think it was either after the Paraguay game or the Australia game, he said, Poch has really instilled in us the American idea that we don't take no bleep.
Right.
And they're playing like it. Their actions on the field during the play, after the echo of the whistle, looked like it. They weren't backing down from anyone. And that's what you wanted to see more of. That's what past generations of Clint Dempsey and Landon Donovan and John Brooks, Jermaine Jones, Fabian Johnson, like that's what those guys were about. You can go back before that. You can go back to Gio Reyna's dad, Claudio. There was a chip on the shoulder of the American players because they were the underdogs always. This team isn't. This team was favored last night against Belgium. And they played like a team that just felt like they could show up and do the bare minimum and win because they felt like they were talented enough to.
They're not there yet.
It's weird just how everything flipped. I can't explain it. Which is why we're talking about every external factor that had to do with it, because something didn't click for that team last night that had been locked in and playing like their hair was on fire for the last 3 weeks. Something changed overnight, and part of it was what Belgium did to set up. They set up a mid-block that isolated the U.S.'s back line from their midfield from their attack. They played 3v1 at the back. They doubled the wingers on the outside. They man-marked Flo Balogun, followed him everywhere that they went. They didn't let the ball go into the channel. Again, I can get really analytical if I want to bore you guys. And if we're tired of talking about the pressure stuff, like, there's plenty of tactical reasons of what they did right as well. But then the U.S. adjusted. Yeah. And it looked great coming out in the second half. And then you have a ball over the top where a mental error just allows an easy goal to go in because Chris Richards and Matt Freese don't communicate, and Matt Freese kicks the ground before he kicks the ball. That's not normal. Matt Freese is a good goalkeeper. That's not normal. So again, what else is going on there? The moment was too big for the United States last night, and it's frustrating because we are talented enough to beat Belgium and to advance past a Belgian team that is living on the legacy of a lot of names that are not as good as they used to be earlier in their playing careers. That's where we're at. I appreciate you letting me go on my soapbox.
No, it's necessary, man. I think
we'll get back to regularly
invested.
Scheduled programming tomorrow.
Okay, answer me this real quick though. Did the Bosnia game give too much false hope? The way they just routed them.
I don't think so.
10, they even scored.
I don't think it's just the Bosnia game.
It wasn't just the Bosnia
because they didn't really rout them in that game.
Well, the way they amped it up whenever Flo went out.
I think that was more a continuation, though, of the Paraguay game and the Australia game.
Okay.
It wasn't just the Bosnia game. We had, really even going back to the Senegal match right before the World Cup started, we had 4 examples of this team's best 11, their first choice starting lineup, looking really good. Yeah. And looking like a team that, again, pressed and played with its hair on fire. Keith Costigan covers MLS for Apple TV, really good broadcaster, and I thought he summed it up well on Twitter this morning. He said, when a team bypasses your press and takes away a big strength, it makes you look timid and disconnected. U.S. had no answer. As with everything, blame is shared, players and coaches. That's pretty much as simple as you can put it. He's 100% right.
Yeah.
The U.S.'s best strength was their aggression in their press without the ball, in running everywhere. And Belgium didn't have a lot of possession, but when it did, it was very direct, and it won all of the 50-50 balls deep down the pitch in the attacking areas. It didn't allow the U.S. to press and get after them because they just played it over and said, all right, well, our attackers are better than your defenders, so we're going to isolate those guys. And if you'd been with us yesterday, you know that was my concern always about this game was 1v1, their attackers are better than our defenders. That was their big advantage in this game, and you could tell. They did a really good job isolating those matchups. The U.S. did not have an answer.
Sports parents.
Until it was too late.
There's a void. Screw baseball, football, and basketball.
If you can play center back, we'd love to have you in U.S. soccer. Or goalkeeper.
Lacrosse is going up in America now, too. Sounds like it's on the field. Might as well send them over to soccer.
Let's focus on one thing at a time. Let's focus on soccer. I don't think there's a World Cup of lacrosse.
No,
I think we're doing just fine in lacrosse.
It's not,
for my money.
If you're looking for scholarships, I feel like soccer's about to pour in.
615-737-1045. Headlines to begin hour 4. Austin Price coming up at 9:20. Ramon and Will, 1045 The Zone.
9:04. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Big Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. USA was eliminated from World Cup contention last night in a 4-1 loss in Seattle to Belgium, who now advances to the quarterfinal stage. The U.S. becomes the third of three host nations, joining Canada and Mexico to bow out of the World Cup in the round of 16. Belgium moves on to face Spain, who beat Portugal 1-0 yesterday with a goal 1 minute into stoppage time in the second half. And after the loss, Cristiano Ronaldo of Portugal announced officially that this World Cup is his last. Coming up today on Fox, the round of 16 will conclude as Lionel Messi and Argentina take on Egypt at 11 a.m. in Atlanta, and then Switzerland will take on Colombia at 3 p.m. in Vancouver. Some breaking NBA news this morning per Sean Charania. The Cleveland Cavaliers and All-NBA star Donovan Mitchell have agreed on a 4-year, $273 million max contract extension that includes a player option for the 2030-31 season, as well as a full trade kicker. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into the fourth and final hour on your Tuesday morning edition of Ramon and Will. I partly am emphasizing what day it is, so new dad Justin Hawkins knows what day it is.
Truly appreciate it.
Yeah, you're right. 9 o'clock a.m. right now.
That was the other question I was going to ask. What time was it again?
What time is it?
I just said it.
What time does it feel like to you?
Oh, geez. It's probably like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oof. 3HL, one over Founders Zone, broadcasting live here from our 18th remote of the month.
Now you're going to make me confused and think I'm Zeph. What's up? my host country lost on Saturday. I'm pissed.
Let's go. You talking about Canada?
Yes. They lost 3-0.
That was good. I can tell y'all on autopilot right now with the pettiness. I got to catch back up. I got to ask
Look,
one
man,
more time.
I didn't get to go
And
to...
he's trying to be like you and have a baby and stuff, man.
And it's a boy, too. Like, what are we doing?
Zephyr, what the heck,
Yeah,
man? What the heck?
I didn't get to go to bed until like 11:30 last night. Then I woke up about 12:30. Then I woke up, I think it was like 1-something. And
we were in bed around the same time last night
then
because I was
2:30.
just sad staring at a wall after that U.S. performance. I'm not going to lie.
I was sad staring at a baby. Like, why don't you go to sleep?
Yeah, you had a lot better reason than I did for being awake that late.
Like, as soon as the U.S. game was over, it's like, all right, let's go to bed. And he was like, no.
I laugh.
We love the 3HL remotes a month, by the way.
do.
They still do. We never got to rehash the karaoke party. They do a great job throwing a party. So
I was off.
we
That
say it
was-
out of love. Except Brent Doherty quit using my Google Chrome browser to sit on this computer. Anybody could. Brent did not pick up his toys when he was a kid and put them away because my Google Chrome is always open every single time that I walk in here. Anybody could walk in here. That passwords I've got saved, they could do a lot of stuff. They could do. I don't know if I want my information just out there like that. So anyway, this is my public plea. Please actually just leave the
with your
studio
own
the way
toys.
that you found it. I can't believe I'm asking this on the radio. But
No, leave your toys alone is what you asked Brenton to do, man.
or whoever else sits here. Maybe it wasn't Brent last night. I don't know.
What's fascinating going to baby T-Hawk and Justin back here is this. The baby pictures, I used to tell people, like, that looks good on social media. You don't know what mom and dad had to do to get that baby to stop crying so that y'all can take a family photo. Like, it's awesome seeing, like, the baby reveals, the birth and delivery, the posting of the pictures, and Hawk, reality steps in.
Yeah, they don't know how much, like, deep in the weeds you are. They don't know. Which, of course, if you're a parent,
Trenches.
you know it.
This guy's in the trenches.
We did laundry the other day, and I said, when did we wear this?
Yeah.
Where did this come from?
New baby,
And
man.
she also said, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't either. But obviously he wore it because it was dirty. I'm like,
Okay.
As
It was probably
This happened.
it was probably one of those nights where he went through 3 outfits in the span of 2 hours.
He came, he saw, he pooped.
As somebody that's got a 17 and a
Pooped,
14-year-old that's on
Both.
autopilot right now when it comes to like life decisions and hey, just do this, you do that. I laugh at all new parents. I'm laughing so hard. I struggled being a younger parent. I ain't gonna say I struggled, but like being 22, 23 with a child. Welcome to the show, Hawk.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad too. Like other people, will say it's okay to be frustrated.
It
because,
is.
Gosh, it makes you frustrated. It's like, why are you doing this?
There's no game plan for it.
You're loved.
That's all I
you're
got.
fed.
You.
You're
You'll be all
changed.
right.
You're clean. What's going on? Just tell me.
You'll be all right.
Here's one American sport that's going well. Jess Pagula and Coco Gauff in the quarterfinal at Wimbledon right now.
Yeah.
Taking on each other. You have it on over there?
Yeah.
I knew you did. How did I know?
I do. They're going back and forth. This good. Who got that last point? Coco or?
Oh, I'm not watching
Pagula?
it. I'm just looking at the scoreboard.
No, they're going back and forth. Coco just smashed her with one a second
Third
ago.
set, Coco Gauff up 3-2 in the third set at the moment. Center court quarterfinal at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
I know you're a big tennis guy too. You get into Wimbledon.
I got into it because it's a summertime lag.
Yeah.
And being able to watch. I remember being home when I was in high school, just turning it on and watching. I start to understand it. And now this new era of stars that are coming in from center golf. I mean, just all of them that are in it so far. I didn't know much about Pagula, but I'm getting familiar with her game right now. And just the gall it takes to play tennis, the stamina, the precision, the skill.
It's a lonely sport.
Very much so.
Out there by yourself.
And
you and your thoughts.
I don't want to equate it to golf because it's a little bit more powerful and back and forth to it, but like you can really hurt yourself in tennis with your serves, your approach, footwork, and everything else. Look at Coco. Aced her right there. 50 all. Golf.
50 all? I don't think that's a thing.
118 miles per hour serve. I call it whatever.
No, 50 all is not
all is even. That's all.
That'd be a deuce.
15. No,
I don't think they go to 50.
What?
No, it's
15.
40.
Oh, I thought you said 50.
No, I said 15.
Oh.
No, I know the point structure is 15.
I know, that's why I was so
15,
surprised.
30, 40 advantage, and
You
then
watch
go.
way more tennis than I do.
Yeah.
Way more
They're
tennis.
back
than
and
I do.
forth right now.
I'm more focused on Egypt, Argentina coming up at 11 today.
Egypt, Argentina. Oh yeah. How are we viewing that one? This is Buck versus Argentina.
Oh, is Buck? Sure.
Buck versus
I don't
Argentina.
know.
I'll take Argentina.
Okay. When faced with Messi versus Buck Rising, I'm going to lean Messi. Argentina, Egypt at 11, Switzerland, Colombia.
Who do you think is going to have the golden boot? It is a hot race right now.
Does the world champion not get to be the golden boot?
No,
Golden Boot is the highest scorer at the World Cup. I think it will be Kylian Mbappe. I
Holland
think France will win the
Can we
World Cup
speak
again,
about
and I
that
think
one?
it'll be Mbappe.
We're talking about political interference in America.
Mm-hmm.
Paraguay's president,
Crazy, man.
she is
Crazy.
a lot of things that will keep.
Their players, too, and how dirty they were playing France the other day.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I've heard that it is a nasty
Glad we
sport.
host a sports show.
I know. I heard it was a nasty sport, but it seemed like Paraguay's game plan was to just not allow France to do anything. Like, and what I mean by that is they just wanted to fight.
Yeah, they did.
That's
They
all.
did.
And I'm thinking to myself,
U.S. beat them 4-1.
Now I get why.
Crazy.
Now I get why Mbappe did not shake the goalie's hand. And apparently, Paraguay's goalie was probably the most fair guy out there, probably because he wasn't in the field. Mm-hmm. But they were nasty.
Yeah, they were.
And the president is nasty.
Yeah, it was not great.
Her comments are,
Not great.
it's 2026, lady.
Tomorrow will be the first day without any World Cup games since second week of June.
She couldn't get there.
Sad.
Is it? So when the
Very
next
sad.
phase open up? Probably Sunday.
Quarterfinals Thursday. France, Morocco. That'll be at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Ooh. Spain, Belgium. Sad. Friday at 2:00 from SoFi. And then Saturday, you have Norway, Egypt, which has got so many storylines. Not Egypt. Norway, England. I was looking at Egypt still from today. Norway, England at 4 from Miami.
Unbelievable support.
Yeah.
Norway's on
Hurricane.
the heater right now, too, aren't they?
They are. Erling Haaland, who was born in Leeds, England. His dad played in the English Premier League. He's Norwegian born from his dad, Alfie Haaland. But I believe he was born while Alfie was still playing in the Premier League or right after his Premier League career. So he's from England. He could have played for England.
I was gonna say,
But he's playing for Norway. And then now Norway's playing England for the right to go to the semifinal of the World Cup.
That would be crazy.
And then the winner of the two games today play each other, Argentina, Egypt, and Switzerland, Colombia, and Arrowhead on Saturday night. Then semifinals middle of next week, and then the final is next Sunday from New York, New Jersey Stadium.
Then we get back to MLS.
We're back to MLS next Friday.
Oh, snap.
Nashville SC, Atlanta United. I can't
Here?
wait.
Is
Yes,
it
sir.
I'm going to try to check that out.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get tickets for
I'll
that.
be on the call for it. Looking forward to it. I got to remember how to do play-by-play again. I've had a little bit of time off. We're right back in it.
Yeah, that's a good time then.
And then we've got a bunch of games coming up too. I mean, if you've liked what you've seen, I got good news for you. Nashville SC is number 1 in MLS right now. We are top of the table.
Word.
Top of the table. We play next Friday, then we play the 22nd, then we play the 25th, then we play the August 1st. We got a ton of games coming up.
Who's had the best logistical break in this World Cup?
What do you mean
As
by
far as
logistical
city,
break?
climate? Because I don't think the Seattle crew had a weather break at
Like
all.
what city's done the best job?
No, I guess as far as weather and I guess
I don't know.
crowds.
As far as weather, I mean, I haven't been there, so
But it's been
I haven't
hot.
done any
Like
games.
Kansas City, New York, they had breaks. Miami, they
Yeah.
most definitely had breaks.
I
Atlanta,
mean, Seattle, Levi Stadium for the Bosnia game, it was 73 degrees.
it was 73.
Yeah.
But you also have the magnetic field over there, allegedly.
From what I've seen from people on social media, Dallas has been really impressive.
Dallas has.
Like European people have loved there and Houston, partly because it's inside, and the stadiums are just massive. Like they don't have stadiums like that in Europe.
Oh, I got a gripe as well.
Real quick, go.
Why did we start hating the Freddie guy, the German?
We don't. I don't.
Did you see the turn of his celebrity?
Anything good that happens on social media, we got to find something bad about them in
Dog.
society. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Why?
Deactivated his account because he was tired of people being
Saying
mean
he
to
was a
him.
psyop. Like, what are we doing here?
Crazy, man. I know.
Oh, they
Social
did that
media
on-
is a terrible, terrible place.
I think they did that on GMA. They said, or is this a, what did you call it?
Well, people
Yeah.
are like, yeah,
I saw that on
I won't
GMA.
get
I was like,
into all
okay,
that,
that's a bit ridiculous.
it's a whole thing.
Calling them AI and this and that.
That was crazy, man.
Stupid.
Coming up, Austin Price of AllQuest joins us. David Gabriel Georges has reportedly made his decision on where he's going to play college football. We'll get the latest from Austin Price on DGG after this. The glass breaks, and it is time to talk to Austin Price of VolQuest here on Ramon and Will. On a morning where you have both Ramon and Will. He's Ramon Foster. I'm Will Bowling. Austin Price of VolQuest, and on 3. Good morning, Austin. How are you?
Disappointed the principal's not back.
Today there are flags on the field. Flags in the studio. That's right.
I knew it. Austin, I heard you missed me, man. Is that true?
No, I thought we were fully replacing.
Wow.
You know what, Austin, the contract is signed. You got 5 more years of me, man. Suck it up, Buttercup.
That's right. 5 for 5. The
5 for
NCAA 5. And for Ramon Foster.
I'd pay the buyout.
Listen, I'll take the buyout.
Y'all can start negotiations off air.
You treat me just like Ed Ogeron was. How much is the buyout? Like, you just walk me right to the door.
Jimbo Fisher. That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Austin, David Gabriel George is 15 more days until July 22nd. Reports that he's made a decision, yet is going to still announce it coming up in a couple of weeks. What is the latest on DGG in Tennessee?
Still continues to have great dialogue with the Tennessee coaches. Has really, I think, had a pleasant experience, a pleasant relationship with most of the Tennessee staff, and they've done a fantastic job recruiting him. I've said for a long time I like where Tennessee's at here, while also acknowledging Ohio State is still very much in this, and I know what the uncle said yesterday. In this era, nothing's truly done. So, they may have had a discussion, and he feels good about it. But you have to keep your head down and focused if you're both schools, and keep plugging away here. I don't think he's told either school of his decision. And that means that both have to continue to recruit at a high pace here for the next 15 days, and we'll see where the chips fall.
Yeah, that was kind of where I was going next, Austin. Like, what are the conversations like over these next 15 days? And, really until December. We talked about it the other day. David Sanders committed, and then Ohio State had a late push in that one until Penn was put to paper. What are the conversations, dialogue like as this thing gets to July 22nd?
Yeah, in my opinion, much like Savion Hyder a year ago, I don't think it ever really got super serious with anything with David either.
Sure.
I think, the team that lands him on the 22nd, is probably 99% going to land him come December. So the odds are dramatic in whoever's favor, right? The conversations are the same that they have been. You said the truth is the hay's in the barn. You've said everything you can say at this point to the family, to David. To quote one great coach who started telling me this at the start of the NIL era, and with each passing year, he rings more true. You don't have to come for you don't have to come for all the right reasons, but you got to come for some of the right reasons. And I think both schools have offered him a nice NIL package, a very favorable NIL package. And then it just boils down to where is he most comfortable? Where does he see see himself playing? What does he want out of this, right? And, I think for David, he's a low-key guy. You don't see him doing a lot of talking. The talking is, from his aunt, his uncle. He did do some stuff when he left campus with us, but David doesn't speak perfect English, and I think he's hesitant to do a lot of interviews just because it's something that he's still improving at and getting better at each day, but it's still not something that he just can just rattle it off and it comes out perfect. And I think for David, it's just about getting to the 15th or the 22nd of July, getting through the 15 days, and then turning his attention to his senior year down there at Baylor.
Well, we're joined by Austin Price of VolQuest on 3 this morning. Austin, from a weight room perspective, who looks different that you've put eyes on, whether they've gained weight or lost some this offseason going into this 26th season?
Yeah, I think Derek Owings has done a nice job of changing the bodies of players. You've got players, whether it's Arion Carter or Tyree Weathersby, who admittedly are bigger than they've ever been, but running faster than they've ever run, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like it's been a change in philosophy, a change in mindset. You know, I think most everybody on this team has really bought into everything Owens is doing because they're seeing it firsthand. You talk to one or two of them, and they're like, I didn't like it at first because I was getting what I call too big, and then I realized I've actually gained speed. I've not lost speed. And you know, whatever they were doing before when they went up in weight, they lost speed. So he's obviously, you know, knows how to do the sports science of all this extremely well. He's been successful, obviously, at Indiana, and has, you know, been an integral part of their national championship run. And it's why, you know, so many people were excited about what he was able to get done, or what Josh Heupel was able to get done in getting him to come over and be Tennessee's strength coach. So, you know, this team is bigger, it's faster, it's stronger. The question to me is it tougher? I think, you know, playing tough moments in SEC games and winning tough plays and winning tough reps is something that we won't know until they do it. But it could be something you look back when we get to December, Ramon, and go, man, this team was so much tougher than they were a year ago, and it really paid dividends. You know, how much did the defense improve under Jim Knowles, and how much tougher was this team under Derek Owens?
Austin, not to deviate from the script, but you bring up the tough part real quick, and I have to ask the question, like, do you think there'll be much of an adjustment to hitting every day or tackling to the ground in training camp, you know, or the way we spoke about John Chavis in years past about he just say, nope, today you guys got us, I'm going to punch you right dead in the mouth, and I'm going to kick you out while on the ground too. Do we see that from Jim Knowles and, you know, the offense going back and forth to find that toughness? Because workouts is cool, but I think that personally happens in training camp when that iron sharpens iron cliche really shows up.
I think iron sharpens iron. I think the defensive staff really pushed the offensive staff in spring. They threw a ton of stuff at them, like a ton of stuff. And in talking to, you know, some of the quarterbacks and talking to the offensive staff, they feel like when we get to real games, it's actually going to get easier because we had so many things being thrown at us in the spring that we didn't know were coming, that like it really helps prepare you for, you know, the unexpected. And so I expect more of that in fall camp. I think Jim Knowles is someone who will morph his defense to his talent. I mean, right? I mean, I don't know if they don't have like true Leos, so to speak. So I think what you'll see is you know, him play with some bigger defensive ends. You'll have multiple guys on the field, whether it be Tyree Weathersby or Marion Dye or whoever, that are maybe, you know, more your traditional NFL-looking defensive line than your stand-up Leo and college edge guys. And so I think he will try to throw different looks at this offense. He'll throw different looks at the offenses of other teams when he gets there. And I think he'll, you know, use his talent accordingly. You may see Arion Carter play more of a, you know, pass rushing edge guy than maybe he has in the years past. I don't think that'll be a weekly thing, but it may be something sporadically that, you know, Jim Knowles throws at a team because Arion's athletic enough to do it.
Austin Price of All Quested on 3, your guest this morning on Ramon and Will. Austin, is there a position group you feel like has a chance to be most improved on this team with that new direction compared to last year?
I think the secondary can be, and what I mean is really the back end. I think the safeties have a chance to take a big step. I think they're a more athletic group than they were a year ago. I think they're definitely a deeper group than they were a year ago. And I think Poindexter does a fantastic job and has a track record of success. And with that, I think the safety position has a chance to take a big step forward this fall.
To the point, kind of on the offensive side and the big adjustment last season with the 2 tight end sets and just the emphasis on that and using what you're given. Austin, do you see the tight end position being relied on like it was last year? And where does Deshaun Brame fit into that as another guy who's maybe worked to change his body and take a big step this offseason?
Yeah, I think Deshaun had a okay spring. I don't think it was all world or anything, and I think he needs to really have a big summer and bounce into fall because he is going to be called upon. He has all the athletic ability in the world. If he picks up the blocking scheme and all that Tennessee wants to do and can prove that he can do it, then there's no doubt in my mind that he can be an all-SEC type talent at tight end. And so I think his growth in the C-gap, his growth, being more physical will be pivotal to the growth of that position because you kind of know what you have in Ethan Davis. He's kind of come along as this thing's going along. And they've had a nice, pleasant surprise in a guy like Trent Thomas or Luka Wolf, 2 bigger, tight ends that are more physical, that are predominantly more blocking tight ends. If Brame can get that side of the game, then the sky's the limit for him as Tennessee wants to find playmakers opposite their big receivers.
And also on the recruiting front, man, what does Tennessee stand with Nico Campus as he gets ready to make his decision as well?
Tennessee's in a great spot there. My anniversary is coming up. It's July 17th. It'll be 16 years. And, that's kind of a target date in my mind for Nico.
Perfect.
He's not announced anything, but it feels like something around that time frame, would make sense for the big German offensive tackle who plays for the NFL Academy in London. His Final Four, Michigan, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, and Auburn. And those are his 4 official visits. For a kid who's been over to the States a lot, for a kid that lives in Europe. I mean, he's been here. Besides his 4 official visits, he's been here, to play a couple of games. He'll be here to play a couple of games this fall. He's been to IMG before. He's been here quite a bit. So, making it to the States is not something that is foreign to him.
Not to say that the Vols are being more selective in this recruiting era that they're in right now with the guys that are trying to get high-caliber guys, but we talked a lot about DGG. We talked a lot about Kenneth Simon, a lot of these guys that are, that the Vols are after. Who else is a top priority for them going into July outside of DGG?
Well, you have Asa Barnes, who's still out there, the running back from Martin Westview, and he is set to do something at some point this month. He's never announced an official date. As I said the last couple of weeks here, the longer it goes, the better Tennessee's chances. Doing something in the short term likely ends up it not being Tennessee, but the longer this goes, the more I like Tennessee's chances for Asa Barnes.
Austin, on the way out on the baseball front, Josh Elander gets good news with Blake Grimmer coming back, a big bat in a big position of need. How significant of a development is that, and how well do you think overall Josh Elander did retaining the talent and putting a team together that on paper looks like it could be a lot better next season?
I think they've done a nice job. I think they'd still like to add a couple of key pieces here. The question is, again, like the growth in the off season, the growth in the pitching staff, all that stuff it will determine kind of the steps this team makes. You like what they have with the Brown kid coming back and Grimmer coming back, and obviously Appenzeller is the ace to the staff. But it'll be everybody else to me that comes here. Obviously, they got the Ramirez kid to officially go public yesterday. It's everybody else, including like the Ramirez's of the world, that type of thing, that will determine this team. You know what Brown and Grimmer and Appenzeller and those players are. What is everybody else?
It's a good question. Can't wait to find out. Austin Price of AllQuest with us at Austin Priceless on Twitter. Austin, we'll do it again next week. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it, Austin.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Austin Price with us this morning. Best place to go, VolQuest, for football, basketball, baseball, recruiting, and everything in between. Grant Ramey, by the way, real quick shout out with a great piece on the Adidas transition and what that's been like, and talking to some folks in the athletic department about just everything that goes into taking down every logo and putting up a new one and all that. If you're like me and you're interested in the apparel stuff, it's a great read at volquest.com.
Did they knock it out for you as far as Adidas intro and Tennessee's collab on this?
Yeah, after a long wait, I think they crushed it.
Yeah, this is
I
true
was
too.
getting impatient last week.
You know, with Danny White ahead of it, they're not just going to give it to you at once.
I know. They're doing their jobs and they're good at it. But no, it looks good. The orange looked good today. Interested to see what the white jerseys look like today. Summit Blue tomorrow, and then Dark Mode released on Thursday. So they're drawing it out. I need to see a track jersey again. People say we want to hear more track. You're about to hear more track. Then I haven't seen my sport yet. I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, it looks good. The only one change I recognize, unless I didn't pay attention to the Nike jerseys, was inside the collar on the backside of it. I will give my all.
Collar on the front's different too.
It is.
And you got the circle around the T, which is the way it was when you played too on the front of the collar.
Absolutely.
And then the letters are different.
The I will give my all had an exclamation point at the end of it.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Nike jerseys had that. I wonder if that was a trademark type of a design.
That's one part of the jerseys that you guys as players see that no one else sees.
I never saw it. It wasn't in ours.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, I
was a
say
Nike
that.
thing.
Yeah, it wasn't in ours, but I like the rollout of it though, man.
I like the new letters. It looks like our orange.
No borders on the numbers.
What do you mean?
I think a lot of people are expecting like black borders on the numbers.
That's just for the white jerseys.
For the white
we'll find out
jerseys.
about that today. From what I've
two-day
heard, I don't
rollout?
think that will. A 4-day rollout. I just told you. Orange today, or orange yesterday, white today, Summit Blue tomorrow, black on Thursday.
That's fascinating.
They're making us wait.
Real quick though, till you brought up something. I know we always talk about international this, but David Gabriel George is Canadian in his recruitment. I think he speaks French. But you also look at the Vol situation too with Nico Campus, also a German football player too. I think he's been here.
Luca Wolf from Europe.
Yeah.
Also, one of the guys that Austin mentioned who's been good at tight end so far through camp.
These these overseas countries are doing to American football what we're attempting to do in soccer. They're sending their kids who have some athleticism to America. I know Baylor's been a part of it.
There's some similarities there.
Yeah, just looking at just the incorporation of it becoming a world. I don't know if American football becomes a world, like a real world game.
Yeah, I would say we are way closer in soccer to the rest of the world than what the rest of the world is to us in American football.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
But to your point, yeah, like what we were saying earlier, the best U.S. soccer players go to Europe when they're 16, 17, 18. And yeah, like the best football players from around the world come here when they're 16, 17, 18, 19, stuff like that. So yeah, that's a good way to look at it for sure.
It is. I think both of them are 4 stars and higher. I think Campus is a 4-star as well.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Good. That's a big recruitment. And Luca Wolf, the tight end we mentioned, is from the NFL Academy in London as well. 6'5", 250 freshman tight end. So built to be more of a blocking tight end who could help him right away. We'll see. I mean, you can't burn any red shirts anymore.
5 flat.
So,
speaking of burning red shirts, there's a local team that's trying to fight for.
We'll talk about that coming up next. The lawsuit from a Vanderbilt player on extra eligibility. We'll hit that story after this. Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone. The biggest winner in today's era of college athletics is billable hours, or are billable hours, I should say. Lawyers. Well, a former Vanderbilt player is suing for more eligibility. Are we going to keep the same energy we did on Joey Aguilar?
Come on now.
When he sued for more eligibility?
I know I messed with y'all the long way.
He wasn't wrong for that. And neither is Jalen Washington. Because go get paid. You only got a certain amount of time you can play college athletics. If you got a case, all right, let's hear it.
Run with it.
Former UNC and Vanderbilt center Jalen Washington filing a lawsuit against the NCAA seeking a fifth year of eligibility, according to his attorney. On 3's Pete Nakos with the report. The lawsuit was filed here in Tennessee. See how much Vanderbilt fandom has grown. See if they can get a judge that's a Vandy fan. I'm sure they can. It comes as, obviously, D1 has an age-based eligibility model permitting student-athletes up to 5 years of eligibility if they enroll in college no later than the academic year after their 19th birthday. Changes are going to come for the upcoming fall 2027 class, but the TRO in the wake of the recent age-based eligibility model includes Washington and 10 other players. And Ross Dellinger says he said that many believe teams are keeping open spots for these players.
Yeah. From my readings on it, I think it becomes a team-by-team basis on whether they want to try to allow them to come back in certain situations. This is an NCAA issue where
you have to get the TRO first.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. His 5 is up when it comes down to it. And this is just the backside of it, though, too. Like, Vandy's benefited from it. Heck, everybody's benefited from older players at this point. What really is, unfortunate for Jalen Washington is he had all expectations to be with this Vanderbilt team until this law was signed into place. Like, that to me is a fair, I think, argument for him to play this year. But I need to hear the Joey Aguilar slander be retracted now. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, or just have the same energy. You can criticize your own people, too.
Yeah.
That's allowed.
You shouldn't be allowed to play.
I'm not going to criticize either one of them because I think they're both fair in trying to take advantage of the situation.
College sports are just so tricky now, though, too. I mean, it ain't tricky. It's just the system's got exploited. It's ballooned, and now we're watching a few of these pop balloons kind of fight for this last little ounce of gas they can get before they're no longer college students, man.
Right.
Tough on him, though.
Tennessee has released some of their white jerseys with Adidas in the last 5 minutes. And an important question has been answered. There is no black outline around the orange numbers on the road jersey.
I like it.
There's rioting in the streets. People are mad.
Why? I think it's a clean, nice look, man. I like just the orange blocks that's up there. It looks good. I think they did really good on the jersey. I was telling you, the old Adidas jerseys that we had were thick. Like these look like they're breathable, where when it's hot during these games, you're not really sweating your butt off or trapping sweat when it comes down to it, man. Adidas done really good. If you are a Nike fan, like I am, and I'll admit that too, these jerseys make me feel good. This deal seems even more better right now.
I think they look good.
And the apparel, too. What's how some of these athletes kind of rolled it out. That denim blue, track jacket was
all of the jackets. With the trifoil, like the old Adidas logo and a lot of it.
Need it.
Take my money.
Need it. Yes.
Buying gear, again, I've said this before. I'm never going to financially recover from getting new Titans logo stuff and the new gear there and then the new UT Adidas gear. It's all been good. And I'm a gear guy.
Yeah.
It's my own problem.
And I've seen
it's not even really a problem.
They've soft launched Tennessee Orange on the Adidas site too, with some of the shoes that are already on there.
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to find. Brian Rice had responded to someone on Twitter about this, sports animal host and Vol Network voice for Lady Vol basketball and softball, about the black outline. So I wanted to directly quote him because I don't want to misquote him, but. Essentially, the reason why the black outline was taken away, because that happened under Adidas originally, and why it's on the practice jerseys, numbers are easier to see on film. So in practice, you're okay with numbers being easier to see on film with black outlines, but again, college coach paranoia is a thing.
Really? Really?
If numbers that don't have the blackout line for film on the road, it's a little bit harder to tell who's who, then that's in the best interest of coaches. So I believe that is why you are not going to see the blackout line on the white jerseys. That it makes numbers easier to pick up on film for the other team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every little winning
That's what I
edge.
read. Again, that's one person's opinion. Brian Rice is the one who said that. Again, I apologize, Brian. I tried to quote you directly. I couldn't find your tweet, but that's what I saw. So,
Every winning edge, Will.
good to have you back.
Glad to be back,
Back
man.
at it tomorrow morning. Tell the people what they need to hear.
Your Twitter fingers and your mic as we speak about all sports we love, though. It's always hot, baby. Peace.